and welcome back to the Great Ace Attorney. It's been a little while. We've taken a little short break, but here we are again to start Escapades, which are little short, extra little tidbits in between all the main game. I believe this is only for the first one, but maybe they have it in the second one. But yeah, so we're gonna, apparently they're very short, so we'll just rush through them all and consider this like a special extra episode for the first game, and then we will hop over to the second game. Yeah, so that's what we're doing today. Not sure if we're going to be able to do some raft today, but we will see if there's enough time. I at least want to do all of these and start the second game. So that's what we're doing. If we have time, we'll do some raft. If not, that's okay. We always have next week and plenty more things to come. So I don't see any reason why we should frickin' even,
we should just hop right in. Let me just crack open a silly little drink and we can get started.
Did I not bring a water down with me? I swear to God I did. Well, oh well, Pepsi Max it is. Okay, let's go. Episode 1 in the defendant's antechamber. In the first of 8 escapades, Ryunosuke finds 2 troublemaking witnesses from his earlier trial having a battle of words in the defendant's antechamber, leading to a real tongue lashing. I'll lash some tongues with you, Ryunosuke. Let's do this. Back when our boy was alive. You're about to play the escapade entitled Episode 1 in the defendant's antechamber. This episode includes spoilers about the first game's story.
Yes, please. We already played the first game.
22nd of November, 3:08 p.m. Supreme Court of Judicature, Defendant's Antechamber. 5. Alright, here we go. Straight into it, huh? Alright. Let's do it.
Just look at my priceless treasure now! Myself I've scrubbed and scrubbed. But the repellent odor of meat will never be repelled from its resplendent surface again.
But you have it back in your possession, at least. You should be grateful, old man.
How dare you!
Excuse me, but I'd like to get that, Zabuton cushion there if I, could.
Oh. Rest assured, you miserable military malefactor, this is not over! Incarceration awaits those who would defraud a senior citizen for its priceless treasures!
Watch your tongue, old man. Mark my words, I won't.
Sorry, Sergeant, but, could I just get that Zabuton cushion there as well?
I will not go to jail, never. Imagine if I did. The very next day, my boy would starve without the chain of command in place to provide for him.
Using your child to protect yourself? Myself, I call that abstinence cowardice.
Oh, really? And just who employ the old poor defenseless senior citizen tact, The only way to fight an enemy who's using underhanded tactics with a tit-for-tat strategy.
Sorry to interrupt again, but I just need to get at that Western-style cushion there on the sofa.
Enough of this insubordination. What do you want, man?
Oh, please, don't mind me. I'm just making a pillow fort over here. Helps me calm down after a case.
Ah, do my eyes deceive me, or is it the wide-eyed criminal from the trial before?
Wide-eyed, perhaps, but criminal, no.
What is this unhealthy fascination you exhibit with the seating arrangements of others, Why were you peering under the cushion of this upholstered seat?
Well, the thing is... Pillow fort. I'm guessing this is our boy, who is not dead yet. Any luck? Did you find it? Yeah, he's alive! Nah, sadly not. I don't think it's here, Kazuma.
You really are a liability, Ryunosuke. Report at once! Have you lost something, is that it?
Yes, we were just on our way to a party to celebrate my friend's victory here when I realized that my university pin badge was missing.
A university pin badge, you say?
Yeah, from my collar here, you see?
Affirmative! Uniforms must be kept in prime condition at all times. A missing badge is unacceptable.
I thought if I looked around, it would turn up somewhere. Like the old tale of the Coban coin and the steak?
A parable of which I am acutely aware.
Well, I've exhausted my search now, really. The only conclusion is that someone must have stolen it.
Don't look at me. I don't just find any old metal objects irresistible, you know. Imagine what would happen if a little trooper Ido here swallowed something like that.
I'm afraid we'll have to give up, Ryunosuke.
Okay.
Whatever you say, Big Papa Kazuma.
Still, if you tell the office your student number, they should be able to issue you a new one.
Robot, bless my ears.
Are you excited to see your boyfriend Avian?
Well, I don't know who Avian is, but I'm glad Kazuma's alive again. For not long, but I'm glad to see him, yes, very much so. And hello, Big Boss, thank you for the resub. 8 months straight, look at you. You're probably nearly to the Nitro badge, like Blushroom.
What's the matter? Don't tell me.
Yeah, I don't remember my student number.
I don't believe it. I mean, this is the second time you've lost your badge, isn't it?
Third, actually.
If you didn't think you could remember it, you should have made a note of it somewhere. I told you that until I was blue in the face last time it happened.
Yeah, I do seem to remember someone telling me something along this. It was you, wasn't it?
You can't even remember who told you that?
Well, student numbers are 6 digits, Kazuma. Who can remember 6 whole digits?
I don't know. Everybody in the modern era. Sorry, that's present times. We're here in the past.
You mean the present?
Yes. Right. Yume isn't exactly a long-established university, you know. All of our numbers are still rather low. In fact, they only use the last 3 digits.
Well, that might help, I suppose. Is 1, 2, 3 taken?
That might help. Ryunosuke, it's only 3 digits you need to remember. Just 3!
Sorry, my brain is such a disappointment. Same, Ryunosuke, same, bro. Bro, we are literally the same, man. Me and you.
Yes, well, anyway, young man, myself, well, I was greatly impressed with you in the courtroom today, even if you can't remember 1, 2, 3.
Oh, you mean me?
Oh, yeah, fuck the other guy. He can't even remember 1, 2, 3. A lawyer already before you even graduated, and such a loyal friend to this... Well, I don't know why you're his friend. You seem put together.
This one? What's that supposed to mean?
No, I still have much to learn. In fact, that was what brought home to me in no uncertain terms only last year. My Achilles heel was spectacularly exposed by my best friend here.
Indeed.
Yeah, I turned up to a trial without my shirt, and Kazuma got a little nosebleed, and well, it may have caused him to lose the case. And it happened 3 separate occasions. It was an embarrassment. What? By me? This is the first time I've heard about it.
Yes, by Ryunosuke Naruhodo. You can't have forgotten, surely. It was last summer, at the speech contest.
The speech contest? Oh, that. contestants had to take the stage to deliver a public address on any subject they chose. I chose Five Nights at Freddy's, of course. I was going to perform the song number of the Living Tombstone. It was going to be epic. We were competing to give the most compelling and powerful speech. And Ryunosuke was supposed to hit the music track so that I would have something backing me up, and instead I made a fool of myself and had no music whatsoever. And yours was great. It made a huge impression on the audience. Only like half of the audience laughed. The other half liked it, I think. Obviously, since I was a budding student of law, I was determined to win. And sure enough, one by one, my opposition fell. When I reached the final at last, I came up against you. Oh, did we whoop his ass? Oh, yeah, so you did. Not being rude, but when I first laid my eyes on you, I thought to myself, this cheeky, wide-eyed no-hoper is out of his depth. He's going to be a pushover. Oh, is this before they were friends? That's your version of not being rude, is it? Well, I paid for my complacency because it was brought on that humiliating defeat.
Defeat? How were your ranks compromised?
Well, my speech was going very well. I had the audience in the palm of my hand. They hung on my every word. And then I found out he was hung as a horse, and well, I was distracted, okay? My brain was elsewhere. And then, when I came to the very last line... Objection!
Yes, what happened at the very last line?
It was supposed to be a climactic end. Unfortunately, I completely found it up.
Never!
You mean you stumbled on your words?
Spectacularly. Even now, I can't believe I ruined it.
Well, what on earth did you say, man?
Ryunosuke, you'd better stay it. I still can't get my tongue around it. Yeah, sure, of course. I can still recall it perfectly. I love you. It was really, I mean, we'd never met before, and, you know, as you said, you had the crowd in the palm of your hand, and then you just blurted that out. It was crazy. What you said at the end of your speech, or rather, what you intended to say at the end of your speech, was this. So arise, ladies and gentlemen, and applaud our forefathers' plight and fight for filial piety.
And what went wrong?
Yes, what indeed, myself? I see no problem with the pronunciation of these paltry words.
In that case, old man, I invite you to say it yourself.
Very well, then, I shall. So arise, ladies and gentlemen, and applaud our forefathers' plight in the fight for filial piety. It's impossible!
The arise, ladies and gentlemen part I delivered perfectly. But the next part had me floundering for a whole 5 minutes. By the end of it, I was on my knees in front of the podium, a blabbering mess. Yeah, that sounds like me every time I'm trying to read a testimony. And that's when the audience started to heckle you. Wow. Arise, arise, they were shouting.
Hell on earth!
But then, of course, this man went and delivered his word-perfect speech with a perfect ending. How did it go again? Oh, let me see. Neener, neener. So, my dear fellows, the message is simple. Treat your father and mother with respect. Something like that. I mean, talk about stating the obvious. The fact is, I lost to that speech. Oh, Trashcan, sorry, I didn't see that you asked for a compliment. That hood you're wearing is 100% cotton? It's very, very, it looks really nice. Looks expensive. you know? Where do you shop? Sorry, these compliments are getting they're bargain bin at this point, but, what do you expect? I don't even know how long that's been there. Apologies.
Tongue-tied is the only way to describe it.
Well, it's quite tricky to say. I agree that final flight for filial piety, especially. It's going good, Trashcan. I hope you're alright as well. Ever since that day, I've had this question whirling around in my head. Why did our forefathers choose such an awkward phrase? Was it to mock their children? I mean, it should never have been called filial piety in the first... Fuck! Ugh! Well, at least you're going to Great Britain soon. Might not come up much there. I mean, their entire language is built on, slurs, so you'll be fine. Well, anyway, having lost that accursed contest, I came after you to ask you a question. How is it that you never trip up on your words, I inquired. Oh, I trip up on my words daily, in every other sentence. And you just gave me a broad smile and said, speaking fast is my hobby. I mean, really, what kind of a hobby is that? Do you think you can take your hands off your sword? Besides, it's just a way to pass the time. After that, you started talking at me 10 to the dozen, like you were possessed almost. Honestly, you can't imagine the shock I suffered that day. You really can't. I mean, slipping in a coffee date in the end was just the icing on top. You're right, I really can't.
Speaking fast is just the sort of hobby I'd expect a civilian like you to waste his time on.
Well, you have to practice, of course, but there's some simple things to start with. Like this famous one, for example. Swift samurai swords swipe silently sideways.
Ah, yes, even a decrepit tongue and an ailing frame such as mine can find its way around that one.
I have no doubt. It's just a bit of fun, really. I can't imagine anybody would struggle to say it. Isn't that right, Kazuma?
Don't even start. Not here. We'll talk about this later. Swift samurai sword.
Blabbering mess by word 2.
It's not just the samurai. Every good soldier needs to be able to handle a sword. That's why I've been busy teaching Ido the finger points of swordplay. None of this wordplay nonsense, Private.
Come to think of it, not long after that, we started to attend lectures together, didn't we? Got into that debate about family values at the Sakayaki place on campus. You remember that? Yes, your argument was full of jokes and puns and wordplay as usual. I remember it well. So charming. Oh, was it? In any case, I swore that I would never let myself forget the shock you gave me back then. And as a symbol of how seriously I took that oath, I decided to wear this. My red Hachimaki headband.
I don't see how that relates at all, but okay. Can I leave now?
Sorry, Kazuma. Yes? You lost me there, I'm afraid. I don't see the link. What does your red headband have to do with your oath?
Because it will always remind me of that smug look on your face as you uttered those tantalizing words. Meet me in the back alley 5 minutes. Bring lip balm. What is even lip balm? I don't know what that is.
What words? You mean another tongue twister?
I practiced and practiced until my tongue bled, but in the end I mastered it.
Mastered what?
Well, I think it's time you heard this, actually. Listen carefully now. Here goes. Red headband, lead headband, dead headband. There! Word perfect, see? Are you proud? Are you proud? Please tell me you're proud of me. It took me so long.
I'd actually been meaning to ask you about that. About the story behind your headband, I mean.
Well, now you know. So, that I'll never forget the shock and humiliation of that day. That's why I wear this red headband every single day without fail.
Well, I don't know exactly how much of a shock you think you had back then, but it can't be more than the shock you've just given me now.
What do you mean?
Well, I'm sorry to have to tell you, but the tongue twister I said didn't go the way you seem to remembered it. Well, it's just as famous as Swift Samurai Swords, so I can't believe you don't know how, you don't know it, really. It goes, red bread pan, lead bread pan, dead bread man.
Wait, what? Bed red...
It seems I've knocked some wind out of that headband of yours.
It's not too late, Private. You can always start wearing a red bread pan on your head instead.
Your youthful vigor is manifest, young man. Your cheeks are glowing redder than your hachimaki.
Why do so many words have to be so similar?
Does this story even work in Japanese? Like, it does work for English, because English is fucked up, but does it work for Japanese? Because I thought they didn't have, like, rhymes in Japan or something. I remember hearing something about it, because of Banjo-Kazooie. They don't really have traditional rhymes, so they couldn't really do Gruntilda's text the same. That's the only reason I know anything about that. Maybe I'm completely wrong here, and that's, like, I don't know, random hearsay, but, So, looking forward to Great Britain then? Where you'll have to deliver speeches in court in English?
I suppose. You can always shell seashells on the seashore.
On the seashore? Okay. Yeah, I suppose. Well, there's gotta be tongue twisters in every different language. Oh, there we go. This is number 1 done. Alright, here we go. In this second escapade, it transpires that another crime was committed aboard the SS Burya. The stakes are high as Sholmes and Stroganoff pursue the culprit, but there's more to the crime than meets the eye.
Okay.
Well, that was 23 minutes, and we've got 8 of these, so I don't know if we're going to be able to get to the second game at this point, but, well, we'll see.
It's almost been 2 weeks now since we left Japan. Can't believe how quickly time has gone. So, our next port of call will be Shanghai. Who's there? Who could it be at this hour?
A detective.
Ooh, a detective? Who? A great detective! I don't get it. What's a great detective? If you would just be so kind as to open the door. Oh, yes, sorry, of course.
That's our boy.
Oh, yeah. Is something wrong, detective? Are you investigating a case? Wherever a great detective goes, great cases occur, indeed. I am the root of all evil. Sorry, then I don't think I want you in my cabin. Under our very noses, on this steamship, a terrible theft has just occurred. What? You noticed, I presume, the brief power failure a short while ago? Yes, the power couldn't have been out for more than 10 minutes, though. Indeed, yet that was ample time for this wicked crime to be perpetrated. I see. Well, clearly it's a case that needs investigating. Precisely. The culprit ran away in this direction. down the first-class cabin passageway here.
Really, the thief came this way.
I'm quite sure of it. It may have escaped the attention of the dim-witted crew, but not of the great detective. To that end, I would be obliged if you would allow me to investigate here in this cabin. How curious. Is there some reason why it would be inconvenience you for your cabin to be searched? Inconvenience me? Well, I'd be lying if I said no. After all, there's a stowaway in that wardrobe right over there. And I don't want him seeing the inside of that wardrobe. Let's just say it's quite... it's a very white Christmas, shall we say. It's just me in here, you see, no one else. So you might perhaps want to focus your attention on one of the other first-class cabins? As it happens, you are the only first-class passenger at present. The other cabins are vacant. Quiet, please no stay. Did that rather tragic rumbling of the stomach arise from within you, my good fellow? Of course, as I said, I'm the only person here, rather famished. Actually, not long until dinner time now, so perhaps we could do this afterwards? I do apologize, sir, but it is of the first importance that the investigation not be delayed. Now, if you'll excuse me. Wait, where'd he go? How did he suddenly move all the way over there? Yes, without a doubt, if the culprit were to be hiding in this cabin, it would have to be inside this wardrobe. I shall need to examine this wardrobe thoroughly. I presume you have no objection? Oh. I'm sorry, but I'm going to have to decline. Really, you won't find any... Oh, fuck. I hope nobody heard that. Did your wardrobe just sneeze? Did those two rather tragic sneezes arise from your good self? Of course they did. Achoo! Achoo! As I said, I'm the only person here. Well, my friend, you're sweating very profusely. You've a curious knack of talking while sneezing, then. Twice, no less. It's going to be a tough one to argue. I was watching you very intently, sir, and I assure you I saw no signs of a sneeze. Couldn't be a nosegay if I held his nose. As I was saying, I shall need to examine this wardrobe. Oh, we've had it now, then. The game's up. Nobody hiding in there, it seems. What? Well, you seem surprised. No, no, not at all. Yes, I am. Where the fuck did he go?
Cousin, I'm hiding under the bed. Don't point him in this direction.
He was in there for sure. I shut the doors on him myself. Well, you know, after that steamy... Never mind. More visitors. Who's this now? Excusing me. Oh, Seaman Stroganoff. Yeah, I assure you nobody was Stroganoff in here. Not anymore, at least. Sorry for disturbing, but crime has been committed on board ship. Yes, I heard. A terrible theft, apparently. How do you know this? Well, the detective here just informed me, you see. Detective? Yes, I assume you must have asked him to investigate, Detective? Detective, could you... Where did he go now? What's going on? I'm losing my mind. I must ask you to cooperate with the investigation into this crime fully. Oh, he's glaring at the wardrobe. He's glaring at the wardrobe already.
Any stains you find in there were naturally occurring. They were here when I got here. Well done. You found me. What are you doing hiding in my wardrobe? My good man, I was merely assessing the practicality of a concealment in such a place. And I would say that, at a push, a human could survive for up to 5 minutes in that cramped space. 5 minutes? Well, me and Minoski have been in there for hours. Minoski's been in there for a fortnight. Is he not human? Who are you? Shh. This is the moment of the truth. The great detective is about to unveil the sordid details of this wretched crime. You mean to say... Yes, there can be no doubt that the culprit of this terrible theft did indeed conceal himself within this wardrobe. What? But that's impossible. He couldn't have done. Because my best friend was in there the entire time. Or at least, I thought he was. How can you be sure of this? Elementary, my dear fellow. The criminal left behind the most revealing evidence. How else could you explain these 3 bones? Oh, don't analyze the juices on those bones. What the? He's right. Look at those gnawed bones in there. And 3 of them. Oh, the criminal has escaped this time, but I will find him and crush him. Tiny will crush puny bandicoot. Could I ask you something, Detective? Oh, why, yes, of course. I am always delighted to answer an inquiring mind. In this terrible theft, what exactly was stolen? Ah! What else? But some steaks on the rib bone. Did you say steaks on the rib bone? For this evening's dinner, 3 rib steaks were stolen from ship's kitchen only a short time ago. Well, there was malfunction with generator and the ship was without lights for 10 minutes. Chef who saw criminal said that he ran away down first-class passageway. And now I am on his tail. I'm afraid to say, my dear fellow, that your man is no longer in this cabin. But how? Through the cabin door, no less. Having devoured his haul in this wardrobe, the culprit discarded the bones and concealed himself behind the cabin door as you came inside. Then, when attention was turned to the wardrobe, he seized his chance to escape through the open door. What? How can this be possible? Make haste, my good man! After the culprit! I shall follow presently. Hold it! Something troubles you, sir? I think maybe criminal is not running away at all. What are you suggesting? Well, now I know where the dog is buried, Mr. Asogi. Me? Ah, when I think that you are culprit, everything falls into places. The criminal that disappeared in first-class passageway, the bones in the wardrobe. All clues are pointing their fingers at you. I mean, don't be ridiculous. I would never. Only we had to wait like 30 minutes and then it would have been dinner time and I would have gotten the bones anyways. Why, yes, of course. I established at once that you couldn't be the perpetrator of the crime. You did? Why? Well, how are you so sure? Oh, my dear fellow. Look at him. There are but 2 things in this world on which one can rely with total certainty. Which 2 things? The first is the word of a great detective, and the second... The second is the tragic rumbling of an empty belly. Not again. When I first entered this cabin, there did arise from this gentleman a belly rumbling so odiously tragic that it confirmed beyond all doubt that the man had not eaten a single rib steak in some time,
let alone 3. Why do I have to suffer this humiliation when I've done nothing wrong?
Oh, don't worry. You'll face a much worse punishment for your no wrongdoings.
Curses, I will catch this thief. He cannot have gone far. Indeed, assuming he decided against a post-meal constitutional swim. Well, if you will excuse me now, my apologies for upsetting your evening. Detective, one moment, please. Yes? That was a most remarkable deduction. Perhaps you'd be kind enough to tell me your name? Ah, it quite slipped my mind. You have been talking with the one and only Sherlock Sholmes. Oh, I see. Well, I'm Cosima Sogi. I'm a student on my way to Great Britain. Pleased to make your acquaintance, Mr. Asogi. Oh, and before I forget... yes? I feel I should warn you. Live cargo is strictly forbidden on this vessel. So you would do well to conceal the stowaway currently lying low under your bed as carefully as possible.
Alright, so he did know. He did know that he was there. But... So, is that a retcon, sort of? Because... I mean, he didn't necessarily know when he opened the closet after he'd been killed. Nah, well, it doesn't matter. It's funny. Yeah, you can't just chalk it up to him fucking with everybody all the time. That's true. Bro just lets his mind wander and says, fuck it. Oh. Hey, wait a minute. I literally... Didn't I say he was under the bed? I'm a genius.
I bid you farewell, then, Mr. Asogi. Excelsior and whatnot. Oh, he's uncovered our secret. I suppose I should have expected nothing less. What a great detective.
Yeah, but bro's chill. He's not gonna rat you out. He's a chill guy.
Now then. When did you move under the bed?
Yeah, he did. That is true. I was thinking that as well.
I thought we'd had it. I thought we'd had it when he opened the wardrobe door.
Well, it was thanks to that split-second chance you engineered.
That I what?
Well, you distracted him for a moment, remember? When you suggested that he investigated the other cabins instead?
Oh, yes. He turned to look towards the corridor, didn't he?
Well, I couldn't see what he was doing, of course. But I thought to myself, well, it's now or never. And the next thing I knew, I was under the bed.
You really know how to give me a scare, don't you? Anyway, how about we get on top of the bed instead? What's all this about the rib steaks, eh?
Sorry about that. I've just been so hungry. Ever since we left Japan, stuck in that tiny wardrobe. Well, you should know, you've been splitting all your meals with me. You must be starving too, surely.
Right on cue.
And there was that power cut before, wasn't there? For about 10 minutes?
So it was then. Also, I'm not too hungry, you know. I've been subsisting on a seed-based diet.
I caught a whiff of the most delicious smell. And I thought to myself, well, it's now or never. And, well, the next thing I knew, I had a steak in my hands.
This man just can't help getting himself in trouble.
He's been catching his own fish to eat, you know.
Hey, yo, whoa, whoa, whoa.
Well, alright, you were hungry, but 3 steaks?
Thanks to you, 3 crewmen are gonna go out without tonight, I assume.
No, it was just the one.
What?
I only took one rib steak from the kitchen, that's all.
But I don't understand.
Hey, I'm not that selfish. If I'd stolen 3 steaks, I'd at least have tossed one your way.
I'm not your pet dog. Right now. Sure, maybe 20 minutes ago, but... not in public.
Well, in that case, who stole the other 2? Do you think?
Could there be a ghost on board? A meat-loving ghost?
There can only have been a single bone in the wardrobe when Ryunosuke moved to hide under the bed. I think it was the Great Detective. Which means that the other 2 bones can only have been put there by one very flesh and blood person. Whoa.
What's so funny? We're on a haunted ghost ship. Zoinks!
Ruh-roh, Raggy. A great detective, or a great mischief maker. Either way, I think I'd like to spend a little more time getting to know that man. Ha 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 ha. I'm sure you will, buddy. The great Sherlock Holmes. Like he's hiding a lover, he is hiding a lover. And now he's dead. So sad. Ripperoni. Hey, that's one day before my birthday. Ugh, here we are again.
Every time we visit here, the atmosphere in this place seems to get more and more overbearing.
Just think, we could be at home with Mr. Sholmes and Iris having a nice, cozy breakfast.
But we have a duty to report the outcome of this case, especially since we're guests here in Britain. So I'm afraid this visit couldn't have been avoided.
I suppose not, but is there even anyone here? You could hear a pin drop in this place. It's too solemn for its own good.
It's very quiet, isn't it? Only the sound of the ticking great clock as it keeps perfect time. And the really loud speeding cars on my street.
Something's pitter-pattering! I hear it!
What's that, I wonder? The usual comforting sound of the clock seems to have been joined by a less comforting shuffling around sound.
Is that a horse? You're right. Something's disturbing the rhythmical ticking. It's just Mario jumping around. TikTok clock.
Woohoo! Yippee!
Whoa! Mamma mia! Sounds rather like an unfit middle-aged man running from pillar to post, clumsily. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Mario real? Hello?
Wah-ha-ha-hoi!
Who you calling unfit?
Oh, Inspector Gregson, what are you doing here?
What am I? Yeah. Isn't it flaming obvious?
58 seconds remaining, Inspector.
We'll have to talk later, sunshine.
Good morning, Lord Strongheart.
It took him 58 seconds to finish. Embarrassing. It only takes me 15. Wow, he's looking really fiercely at his pocket watch today. And good morning to you. Business so early in the day. Oh, yes. Well, I mean, It's about the other day.
We're to deliver our report, Lord Strongheart, as our dealings with Mr. Natsume are now over.
Ah, yes, the little Japanese man. I've already cast my eyes over Van Zeek's report. Good, I need a pint. I must say the outcome surprised me. I thank you for a job well done.
You are too kind, my lord.
It's not here. It's not there. It's not about there either. Oh dear.
I hope you don't mind me asking, but what exactly is the inspector doing? He's been herring around between the bookshelves, looking beside himself with worry.
He's looking for a particular word, the lion's pride.
Oh, now there's an all too familiar title.
It was a popular tale, so I obtained a copy from the rental library. However, it wasn't able to maintain my interest, so I soon cast it aside. I happened to notice a vacant spot on one of my shelves at the time, so I duly stowed the book there. Unfortunately, I no longer remember where that was.
So you're having the detective rummage around for the book that you were in charge of? Isn't even more important things to be doing? Like, you know, aren't they short-staffed, short-handed? Shouldn't he be out on the streets patrolling or something? He's looking for your book?
No, not there! Oh, not here either! Oh, come on, where you lies hiding? The book is due back today, so I asked Gregson to locate it for me with his investigative prowess.
You'd have a better chance with Mr. Sholmes.
Inside 5 minutes.
It's only wasteful because he doesn't have Gumshoe doing it. Man, I really wish they just made ye old Gumshoe. He just looks exactly the same.
I must say, I've never seen anyone working so hard to find something. He's like a man possessed.
Ah, yes, that's because his month's salary is staked upon this outcome.
Oh, never mind. He is ye old Gumshoe. Never mind. At whose instigation? Let me guess. The stony-faced lord. And the 5-minute time limit? What's the significance of that?
There is none. Just my vulgar, mischievous spirit showing itself, I'm afraid.
Oh, by your own admission.
No! I can't. My feet. You're killing me.
5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1.
Time's up, Inspector. Oh, I'm sorry, sir. Oh, what's this? Oh, I have the book right here. It was in my jacket pocket the entire time. Well, your job here's done, Inspector, so bye-bye. Oh! Which means that the next month he will work unpaid and have no days off. Oh, fuck! Rip. No days off.
Damn, dude, that's harsh. Unpaid with no days off. That's slave labor right there. There really are just so many books here, it's overwhelming.
For some, perhaps, I've purchased every book, new or old, on the subject of law from all over the globe. I wouldn't have believed that a few short decades ago a place like this couldn't have existed.
What do you mean, Inspector?
You guys hear that? I got my dog here again today because nobody's at the house again. It was the loudest snore he's done. Poor little fella.
When I was a lad, no one ever dreamed of buying books.
Oh, I see. Western books are such luxury items, I suppose, with their leather covers and fancy bindings.
Oh, that's not it. It was a tax on paper, see?
On paper?
Yeah, I mean, it was abolished about 30 years back now, but that used to be the case. There was a tax levied on any kind of paper. So obviously that meant most folk couldn't afford to buy any books at all.
Oh, so is that why places like Rental Library you mentioned before came into existence, Lord Strongheart?
Indeed. Vestiges of the paper tax system, you could say. The general public consider books as items for hire. London is home to a vast lending library of some 3.5 million books.
These are all real taxes? Oh my god. Bro, ain't no way you got the British fucking taxing paper, man. What's next? Are they gonna tax how many follicles of hair I have on my head? Because I'm in deep. I'm in deep for that one.
You can opt to read it all, even if you're reincarcerated 10 times?
Reincarnated 10 times. 10,000 times. Goodness, I'm turning into Kazuma. Turning into? I've always been Kazuma. With his fuck-ups.
Even I would choose to rent a book rather than purchase it if I knew I would read it infrequently.
The subject of tax has actually surprised us already in the last few days. It came up in Mr. Natsume's trial. It seems that the window in his room was filled in due to some sort of window tax.
That would be true. Fortunately, the window tax was abolished here some 40 years ago. Sadly, in the East End in particular, many windowless houses remain. But he's always had a bit of a thing for taxing stuff. Whenever they can, whatever they can tax, they tax. Sugar, salt, tea, coffee, you know, candles, beards.
Uh-oh, the hair follicles was real. Wait, sorry, what was that last one? Did you say beards?
The beard tax. Never heard of it?
Never. Why should people have to pay money just because they let their facial hair grow?
You may well ask, but I suppose it's because it makes them look self-important.
The Naruhodos will have a strict family policy of no facial hair, I think. Oh, well, Dave Phoenix doesn't, so... Well, he has a little stubble in the Apollo trilogy, I guess, but never a full thing.
You can relax. The beard tax was confined to the annals of history long ago.
Even so, it's clearly something the British really love. Paying taxes, I mean.
Paying him? Oh, you got that back to front, sunshine.
But you can't deny you've had a lot of funny taxes over the years. You'd never find anything like that in Japan. Would you, Miss Susato?
In actual fact, I'm afraid to say that you would, Mr. Naruhodo.
What? No, you don't mean... Surely there's never been a window tax in Japan. Not my precious, innocent Japan. We've never done anything like that.
No, but there have been similar obscure taxes. For example, in the Edo period, it was a frontage tax.
What was that?
It was a tax not on windows, but the entrance of properties. The larger a property's entrance was, the greater the tax was levied on it.
Oh, is that why a lot of Japanese buildings are like fucking smushed? I love that smushed look, by the way, just like the really thin buildings. I don't know. It's cute.
Even today, some mansions survive with extremely narrow entrances due to that old form of taxation.
I had no idea.
So you Japanese are as twisted as the Brits.
But we never had a beard tax. I mean, that's really going a step too far.
Oh, no, that's true. I'm not aware of any taxes for beards, at least.
What do you mean, at least?
Well, rather than tax them, the shogunate did once prohibit them outright.
The ruling class prohibited beards?
It was called the Great Beard Prohibition. It was an Edo period edict. Edict? Edite?
I don't know. But why did the powers that why do they want to ban beards?
It makes people look self-important. But just an idea.
It would seem that the rulers in the East and the West have had very similar ideas over the years.
And you don't think it's just because they couldn't grow beards? You think they were just jealous?
There have been other unusual taxes in our history, even in our current Meiji period.
There have?
For example, though it was before either of us were born, it was a rabbit tax.
There was a tax on those adorable, fluffy little guys? Like the one who makes mochi sweets on the moon?
Yes, and it was an extremely large tax, too. The government demanded extraordinary sums of money.
This just gets stranger and stranger. What was the reason for that bizarre tax?
Well, after Japan opened its doors to the world, there was an unprecedented rabbit boom in the Meiji capital.
A boom?
Yes, keeping rabbits became hugely popular and a new species were traded at exorbitant prices. People were even swindled out of all their money for exotically colored rabbits.
Like colored chicks, I suppose.
How'd you imagine, though? Rabbits are so timid and quiet. It wouldn't have thought one could bankrupt you.
Oh, don't worry. In like 100 years, it'll actually be digital rabbits that bankrupt you.
What's digital mean?
I don't know.
So in response to this worrying social vogue, the government imposed a rabbit tax.
I suppose they couldn't just ignore the problem.
It worked, because the rabbit boom came to an abrupt end. 6 years later, the tax was abolished.
Well, I hate to say it about my own country, but Japan is strange.
But there's more. After the rabbit tax was abolished, then of course, society reacted by launching straight into a second rabbit boom.
Oh dear. The government didn't think that one through, did they?
Your ideas about the world are very much altered by the position you hold in society. If you are responsible for the running of a country, you will feel the need to raise revenue keenly. Without a stable taxation system, the whole country would go down the drain.
Well, yeah, I suppose so, but some of these taxes...
That's precisely why ministers of state use their wiles to invent new and novel ways of taxing the public.
Novel ways?
Tell me, Mr. Naruhodo, if you were one of my country's statesmen...
Me? A British statesman?
Yes, what novel tax would you impose? Pray, give us something truly original.
The sexuality tax. Anybody who isn't gay is taxed for it. Boom. Homophobia resolved.
Inside 5 seconds.
Think of something that everyone uses, Mr. Naruhodo, and really squeeze every penny out of the population.
That's quite the intense stare. I'm very glad Sato-san isn't in charge here.
Your time is up. So, what's your answer?
Air, maybe? Yes, how about air?
An air tax, you say?
Oh, well done, Mr. Naruhodo. A truly novel and fiendish idea.
Well, everyone has to breathe, so while the population's inhaling air, the government is inhaling money.
Blimey, you're a tyrant at heart, eh? A somewhat radical solution to a country's revenue problems, but sadly, not an original one.
No, you mean to say...
Surely not. You mean a tax on air has been imposed on the past?
It was last century the finance minister of our neighbor France proposed it.
What? If I ever go for a visit, I'm holding my breath. Sad, too, because the air would be filled with delicious pastry smells.
Unsurprisingly, it was strongly opposed by the public and soon scrapped. The minister didn't last long either.
Oh dear. Although clearly that would have been an untenable situation.
The public at large are a force to be reckoned with.
Don't all know it.
How about you, Inspector? What new tax would you impose?
Oh, well, let's see. My first thought is you tax on objections. If you object, it's at least 10 pennies up front. 10 guineas right off the gate.
How did I fuck up my pillow that bad? I thought I readjusted it before I started stream. Sorry.
But there have far too many of them recently in court. It's a particular lawyer I have in mind, as it happens, so I think an objection tax could be very handy.
Good to see you don't allow your personal feuds to influence your work in public office.
I reckon 5 pence for every objection raised would be alright.
Most amusing proposal, Gregson. A most unamusing proposal, my lord. Oh, I thought that was the end.
Well then, I think it's your turn now.
Sorry, my turn for what?
Turn down for what? What else? To locate my missing copy of the Lion's Pride.
Oh!
Somewhere on the shelves in this room. Of that I am certain. Now I shall give you 10 minutes.
Yeah, he's not gonna... I don't even want to know how he's feeling after that last trial. He's probably just about ready to kill us.
Let's take your student stipend on it, eh? Fail to find the book and you forfeit next month's payment.
Objection!
Your time starts now. Oh, and one more thing. I believe you just said the word objection. Kindly leave your 5 pence over there before you begin combing the shelves.
This tax is gonna be the death of me. But did he find the book? Oh boy. That's only 3 done and we're already an hour in. We'll get to start the second game at this rate. We should be about like 2 hours and 20 minutes in, roughly, when we start the second game, so... We'll probably go 2 hours in the second game and cap it maybe like a 4.5 hour stream, I think. Maybe a little longer if we're having fun. We'll see. Definitely won't be able to beat the first trial today, I don't think.
Good morning, Iris. Good morning, Mr. Shums. Oh, good morning, Susie. I'll get breakfast on the table as usual.
Mr. Shums, morning.
Ah, come now. Why the long face?
Oh, well, it's this new objection tax. I'm really in the hole. The thing is, I just had a rather strange envelope posted under my door this morning. Some rather strange things inside.
What strange things? Oh, what is it, Bruno? Did I catch a sort of mystery in the air?
Nothing so exciting, I'm afraid, Iris. It was just 5 orange pips.
Can't imagine what
I can't imagine what it could possibly...
What? Orange pips, Mr. Naruto? 5 of them?
What's the matter with you? It's a bit of an overreaction, isn't it?
An overreaction, Mr. Naruto? You don't understand. It's a warning, a notice of imminent danger to your life.
What? To my life? But I live that! What's the meaning of all this, Mr. Shums?
My dear fellow, why do you make such an inquiry of me?
Because the name of the sender was written on the envelope, and it was yours.
Oh, you're right, Bruno. It says, sent by Shums, envoy of hell.
So, my little ploy has been exposed. Well, so be it. Cast your mind back, if you will, Mr. Naruhodo, to when you ate the last of my cookies. Well, I'll let you know I did not take that very lightly.
Now cast your mind back, if you will, Mr. Naruhodo, to the time of our dining last night. Yes, Miss Susato cooked Japanese food for us.
Indeed. In particular, you may recall the final norimaki sushi roll that I was about to savor. That is, before you swooped in with your clacking chopsticks and filched it from under my nose.
Wow, I really was right. It was to do with food. Oh, I assumed because you'd left it that you didn't want it.
I'd left it, my dear fellow, because I had planned to enjoy it as my very last mouthful. Surely you must have noted my intent by the subtle dilation of my right pupil.
Perhaps a clearer sign would be helpful, like saying it.
In summary, the post you received earlier is a notice of my impending revenge. You should be quaking in your boots.
Really? Because I went straight out into the garden and planted them, so I'm hopeful we'll grow some exotic fruit.
How are you gonna grow a foot? Oh, no, that doesn't make no sense. There's no point in sending a notice of impending revenge if the person you sent it to doesn't even know what it is. Well, I know, of course, because I've read this book. The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes. On sale now in all major London bookshops and receiving rave reviews.
Oh, yeah, of course. It's finally been published, hasn't it? I hear it's selling very well.
Oh, it is 12 short stories in one volume. I've spent a lifetime saving of money already.
Oh, I've earned a lifetime spending money already. Damn.
And it has further boasted my name. In fact, only the other day a Bohemian king sought to engage my services.
Really? That's extraordinary.
Of course, the gentleman persisted with some pretense about being a fishmonger for the duration. But only a fool would presume to be able to deceive my eyes with such a charade.
How'd you know he was a king, then?
Why, there's no mystery in it, my dear fellow. A distinct smell of fish accompanied by the man's lowly apparel. And though he tried to hide it, the left of his mustache quivered in a quite manifest manner.
Oh, Mr. Holmes, that's simply brilliant.
Having neatly resolved the case for the man, I was sent on a quantity of fish cod as a mark of his appreciation. Fresh cod, of course.
I think perhaps you shouldn't discount the possibility that he actually was a fishmonger. A lot of references from this are taken from the books.
Oh, is that... Can anyone else smell burning?
Oh yeah, you're right.
And look, smoke! I think maybe... Fire! Fire! There's fire, everyone! Quickly! Break out the marshmallows and the sticks! We've got to be quick if we want to make these s'mores happen! What?
No, we gotta evacuate!
S'mores and evacuation!
Really, a fire?
We must all leave at once! Everyone, out the building! Naruhodo, fetch the marshmallows! And the graham crackers, don't forget them. I will provide the caramel. I know we don't have chocolate, but it'll do.
No, wait. I have to go back to my room first. I'm sorry, are you all avid readers of Sherlock Holmes? But you're right, I don't read normal books. I read visual novels, like this one.
Are you deranged? If you're not asphyxiated by the smoke, the flames will burn you to death. That's why we'll cover ourselves in a marshmallowy sort of armor, so not only are we protected from the flames, but we'll have a delicious exoskeleton to munch off once we're out, and safe.
But my Daruma doll, I can't let the Daruma burn. It means too much. Drat. Sorry, but I'm gonna make a dash for it upstairs.
Oh, Runa, you're so funny.
No, I read good books like The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes, but that is facts. Sherlock Holmes is a chump compared to Herlock. I mean, everybody knows that. There's no time for jokes, Iris. Go, quickly, get out of here.
What? Where's no fire? It's just the fireplace, you bloody idiots. Look, it's flaming. I just had Susie, stoke it. Is it, Hurley?
Naruhodo, the marshmallows.
What a delight to see that ploy enacted in the flesh. I wouldn't have dared to dream I should be so lucky.
Miss Susato? Indeed, it was a ploy. A devilment, engineered by my pluckish spirit. It was all a trick, but why? You ate my last fucking whatever it was. Japanese some sort. It was delicious and you ate it. You took it from me. You snatched it from under my nose. And for that, I had to play a little prank. Oh, and also, all of your food may be poisoned for the next 24 hours, so have some medicine on standby, will you? It is a simple experiment of the mind, Mr. Naruhodo. When his life is threatened, a fellow is compelled instinctively to protect that property to which he attaches matching importance.
And after your own life, Runa, the most important thing to you seems to be your Dorito.
Let's not dwell on that. So, you knew all along, Miss Susato, that it was a trick?
Yes, of course. The very ploy is described in this book. The Adventures of Sherlock Sholmes. On sale now at all major London bookshops and receiving rave reviews.
Not again.
I have used that device quite satisfactorily in the past to solve a case.
Oh, yeah, it was a great success, wasn't it? Well, it became something of a habit, didn't it? You started yelling fire at every crime scene. In the end, people started to pay no attention to you at all.
Yes, that is true. There was a time when I was known as the Sholmes who cried wolf.
I get that reference, you guys. See, I read. You made popcorn, but you oversalted it? Why are you salting your popcorn? What? Oh, I guess if it's just like a bag of the kernels, and it's not like a a buttered popcorn bag, I guess. I think there's a lesson to be learnt in there somewhere.
But sadly, my little ploy failed to yield results this time. Iris was utterly unmoved.
What do you mean?
Well, I was anticipating that Iris would immediately expose her secret hiding place. The location of the nest egg she must have cached somewhere in this room.
Nest egg? You think Iris has some secret savings?
Why, naturally, the book is selling like hotcakes after all. It is a simple deduction indeed to conclude that the profits must be concealed here within these walls.
Oh, Mr. Sholmes, are you in need of money? Oh, I bet you know what it is. It's that new microscope that's gone on sale, isn't it, Hurley?
What else? I have such a strong desire to own one, yet my purse is £1 too light. And as no offer of a loan has been forthcoming, I have been forced to resort to an alternative stratagem.
Sorry, Hurley. Well, I'm not falling for that. Not coming from the Sholmes and Crab Wolf.
Ugh, how very vexing!
You really shouldn't be trying to steal a 10-year-old's savings, you know.
But I'm the proprietor of the book. Surely I get a cut. I was promised 50%, damn it.
I was 50% of the merchandise, Hurley. We haven't even started on it. My book's full of little tricks like that, you see? The armory of the great detective.
Except that in that case, both the orange pips and the fake fire fell out a little flat, didn't they?
No, I've plenty more tricks up my sleeve. Like the old bottle of hot sauce that maybe has its cap fall off in the middle of pouring. Yes, I love that one. Take, for example, the case of the Boscombe Valley Mystery.
I'm already filled with dread just from the title.
It's the tale of an extraordinary skill on the part of the great detective. The skill of tracking.
Tracking?
When I arrived at the scene of the crime in the eponymous valley, there were footprints everywhere. But my eye was immediately drawn to one set in particular.
Oh, Mr. Sholmes, your detective instincts are truly remarkable.
As you know, my dear madam, no detail, no matter how small, escapes the scrutiny of these eyes. So I tracked my quarry, following the trail of his footprints, the trail, of course, of his footprints all the way to the man's place of residence.
Led you directly to the culprit's house? What a triumph.
You must understand, it led me directly to my own house, my dear fellow. See, I was going around in a circle.
Ah?
For the footprints were, in the final analysis, those made by my own shoes.
Elliot left here for Boscombe Valley and as soon as he received the telegram about the case, you see. And then he followed his own trail straight back here to Baker Street.
Shrums is a bottle of the bomb beyond insanity. Oh yeah, he never leaves home without it. You never know when you gotta spike somebody's meal. You alright, puppy dog? You staring at me? I know I'm doing the funny voices, but chill out, man.
Now, Iris, please, you make it sound like almost a humdrum, but I assure you it is no easy feat. Tracking of this nature is a skill possessed only by the great Sherlock Holmes.
You're right, it really is extraordinary.
Quite so. Extraordinary is the word. And let it be the last on the subject. Anyway, needless to say, I subsequently went on to solve the case with various other deductions.
It's the various other deductions that I'm interested in.
Well, you shall have to read the book then. I'm sure Iris has penned it with her usual flourish.
Oh, absolutely. I thought an ingenious spin on the great detective's exploits.
Must have been very ingenious to make this man sound even remotely credible as a detective.
Wait, is that... Does it smell like something's burning again?
We've had enough devilment for one day, Mr. Sholmes. Put your puckish spirit to bed.
I assure you, this has nothing to do with me or my spirit.
What?
Oh no, the smoke is getting thicker.
You mean, it's not a trick this time? There really is a...
Fire! Fire! There's a fire, everyone! Naruhodo! I told you! The marshmallows! The graham crackers, man! What are you doing? Hurry on! The s'mores cannot wait!
Ah!
Mr. Sato, where are you going? Stand aside, Mr. Naruhodo. I will simply combat the flames with my fists. Since you are so impervious to wanting to go get the marshmallows, I'll have to fight off the flames. Fisticuff to fisticuff. Easy, Mr. Sholmes, what are you? Mr. Sholmes! I never liked that vase. It always stared at me wrong.
Why'd you just chuck that bust of Napoleon to the floor?
Oh, sorry, I meant Napoleon, of course. He was looking at me strangely.
Look at that amongst all the broken porcelain.
Coins, sovereigns in fact, worth a whole pound each. Come! Everyone, we must leave at once! Evacuate the building! Yes, finally, that microscope is mine.
You fell for it, Hurley. Look, hook, line and sinker.
Ah. Wait, you mean Iris?
I certainly wouldn't have guessed that's where you'd hidden it.
Do you mean to say that the smoke was...
Mom, pucker spirit needs to come out and play sometimes too, you know.
What? Ah, of course. I know what it is, Iris. It's that indoor herb garden that went on sale last week, isn't it? That's what you're after.
I want one so desperately. I'm only £4 short. Even though you told me you didn't have any money to spare before. I know you had a secret nest egg somewhere in this room.
Okay, are you guys loaded or not? Like, how are you poor and rich at the same time? You guys are crazy. It's because you fucking buy all this random shit. I mean, I understand if this was after the last case, because I know Shomes just bought like a shit ton of fucking music boxes that he doesn't even need anymore.
Ah, you've outwitted me again.
You really shouldn't let yourself be outwitted by a 10-year-old child.
Thank you for the loan, Early. Oh, but wait.
What's the matter?
Where's Susie? She's disappeared.
Yeah, I think she thought it was an actual fire. Yeah, that's right. She ran off up the stairs before, didn't she? Oh, is she gonna grab his Daruma doll? That's gonna be so cute if she does. It's gonna be so sweet.
Oh, what are you all still doing here? We have to evacuate. It won't be long before the fire is... I got the marshmallows and the graham crackers. Mr. Naruhodo wasn't calling up for them. And...
Ah! Susie, my dear fellow, you are a sweet doll. Here, I'll take this off your hands. All right. Ah, s'mores.
Sorry, Susie. Children get up to mischief once in a while, you know? That's all perfectly harmless.
Harmless, maybe, but oh so devious. Aww. See what British people think s'mores are? I don't know, I keep making jokes. We don't even have s'mores here, by the way. S'mores don't even exist here in New Zealand. I've never, ever had one in my entire life. I don't even think graham crackers are real here. It's not even like a thing. I just know it's an American thing. Let me look up British s'more then. The closest thing to a s'more I've ever had is the Pop-Tart that we got imported. Pop-Tart s'more flavor. And that was a pretty good flavor, Pop-Tart. I'm not gonna lie. British s'more. Oh, like this? Marshmallow. Well, it seems like it's just a s'more, but like, instead of graham crackers, it's a biscuit. I don't think that's too fucked up. I mean, how far off is a graham cracker from a cookie? I mean, is it really that different? Is that really so egregious? From what I'm seeing, it's just, you know, the marshmallow chocolate, and then instead of graham crackers, it's 2 cookies instead. Now again, this is just all through the grapevine. I've heard of this because I've never actually had one. But I'm not wrong, right? It's graham cracker, marshmallow, and chocolate. That's the general s'more idea that I've gathered from, like, media. They make it with the intention of it not being a sticky mess. Okay. Well, to be fair, I mean, I'm not a big sticky guy either. I don't like getting too sticky. Unless it's in the evening, then that's a different story. But I'm a different person, so. Okay. You know what? I'm gonna figure it out right now. What even is a graham cracker? I don't know. Because the term cracker is, you know, I don't even know what it means anymore. It means so many different things in so many different places. Here, a cracker is like a salty, hard, like, form of chip, I guess. Not potato chip, but like it's a step above that line, like crackers and cheese, you know? That's the kind of crackers that are here. We don't really have any other variations. Graham cracker. Graham crackers. Graham. Sweet flavored cracker made with graham flour, originated in the United States in the mid-19th century with commercial development from about 1880. Okay. It is eaten as a snack food, usually honey or cinnamon flavored, and is used as an ingredient in some foods, e.g. in the graham cracker crust for cheesecakes and pies. Okay. And they blow torch it instead of roasting it over a fire, so it's not even something kids can do on their own? Well, you don't know that. British kids probably have access to lots of blow torches. I don't know, I've never been there. Alright. I would like to try a traditional s'more once in my life. But my one stipulation is that it's not American chocolate. That's my only stipulation. That's gotta be like Cadbury or Whittaker's, dude. I am not having any fucking... none of like this Hershey's shit, okay? I don't want no vomit chocolate, okay? I just want like a good milk chocolate, or even a dark chocolate would do. Actually, I would prefer a dark chocolate now that I think about it. But like traditional in the sense that I would like it with graham crackers at least. I don't think I've ever had one. What's it similar to? Like shortbread? Not a big fan of shortbread, but I mean, I still want to try it. Kind of, it's a little, it looks a little similar to shortbread. The only good Hershey chocolate I've ever had is the cookies and cream one. That didn't taste like absolute shit. Like, we've got so much good chocolate here in New Zealand. Like, we get, like, all of the best British chocolates, and, you know, we get Cadbury, Whittaker's, we got our own chocolates. There's so many good kinds, and then you got fucking Hershey's. I'd say, no, actually, I've had good American chocolate. Well, actually, I don't even, maybe it's developed here instead, but, I really like Reese's. Reese's is alright. Reese's does good chocolate. To a digestive biscuit? Okay. A bit plain, but I guess that's what the marshmallow and chocolate's for.
Apart from Napoleon and my secret hoard. Now, tell us, Miss Usato, what is it that you went so fleet-footedly to fetch?
Sorry? Oh no, nothing. It's just... no, it's nothing. Susie, that's your notebook detailing all Bruno's trials, isn't it? It's bulging out the seams.
Oh, I was kind of hoping it was his Derivatal, because he really wanted it. That would have been so sweet. Yeah. I guess, yeah, we do use, like, that kind of cookie as well, for, like, padding cheesecake crust and stuff. But yeah, to us, that's a cookie, not, our cookie slash biscuit. It means the same thing here, rather than a cracker.
What? Nah, a testament to the various people you've helped over the past months. Miss Usato,
Well, I am your judicial assistant after all. I would do anything to ensure the safety of these records, even risk my life, if necessary. I mean, it's very important to me. It's like a diary of everything we've achieved together.
I'm getting all teary-eyed now.
Yes, in stark contrast to a certain someone who would have fetched his own Daruma doll, I must say.
Ugh. Hold on. Hold on, you guys. I'm taking you for a little trip. hear that? Good puppy, good boy. Dog cam. Sorry, I'm too busy letting you guys listen to my dog make funny noises. Could you even hear it? I don't know. He was making noises. Ow. I'm doing that so often now that I know I can just pull it out whenever I want. Is my stand okay? It's a little shaky, it's a little wobbly. Tighten that up. Okay. At Naruhodo's Legal Consultancy. Are we gonna see when we get the cat? Because we're going to Natsume's residence, even though I think we're after that trial already. Hello, I'm back.
Oh, hello, Mr. Naruhodo. Did you have a good outing? Oh, no. What's the matter? Yours are as big as dinner plates.
Iris, I wasn't expecting to see you here.
I just made some tea, Mr. Naruhodo. Would you like a cup?
A cup or two? Yes, definite tea.
All right, Bruno, who'd you piss off this charm? What's going on? You're acting extremely strangely. What have you done?
What? Me? No, not at all. I'm as normal can be. Normally, tea itself.
Not again, Mr. Naruhodo.
Okay, listen, I peed the bed, okay? But it certainly wasn't pee, alright? I had another dream about a certain Kazuha, okay? Don't tell anyone.
Sorry, not what again? What you mean, Susie? Whenever he goes out on his own lately, he always seems to come back with a peculiar new purchase.
Peculiar? Peculiar? What's peculiar about the things I've bought?
Seem to think that anything British is a curio you simply must have.
This little frog bobblehead is not just a curio. It's a fashion statement.
But it's a bobblehead. Naruhodo, you don't wear it.
Yeah, says you. I'm fashioning a suit for it right now, as a matter of fact.
You buying items of bric-a-brac even though you don't know what they are. Oh, my nose. Why am I getting all stuffy all of a sudden?
Stop.
Oh, there are rather a lot of bric-a-brac shops and pawnbrokeries and the like around here.
It's when I've been to Lord Strongheart's to give my weekly report. I'm always so nervous beforehand. On the way home, I just find myself in those shops and... Yeah, alright, I can't deny it. I've bought something.
You're right, you can't deny it, because your eyes are whiter than ever. You may all put up a warning shot about them. They're bigger than some people's potholes around here.
It's hard to resist the things in a bric-a-brac shop, okay? It's also cheap. Mr. Shomes has given me lots of useful advice about how to pick out the real bargains.
You must remember, Bruno, that Hurley likes to have fun with you. Take his advice with a pinch of salt.
Well, that's true. The thing he told me was a pot stand wasn't a pot stand at all. Never would have guessed it was a collapsible top hat. But now I got a cool hat!
Well, I never have guessed that you could flip up this once empty room so quickly. Honestly, it's overflowing with things we don't need now.
Come on, the little justice thing that I bought? That's perfect for a law office.
Look at those scales. Not once have you weighed anything on them.
Yeah, but it's like Lady Justice, you know, she's blind, she holds the scales. It's perfect. I know, but ever since I first stood at the defense's bench in court, I don't know why, but I just really wanted my own little set of scales. It makes sense. It goes with the theme.
Let's see it then, Mr. Naruhodo. What have you come home with today?
Oh, well, it's, one of these.
What is it? Oh, looks like a dry and shriveled up little ball. Really, Mr. Naruhodo, what is it?
It's a sea anemone.
Anemone.
An anemone.
I'm an anemone.
Yes, I mean, I know it doesn't look like one at the moment, it's all shriveled up, but like you said.
Aren't sea anemones living creatures, the ones that dance about on a seabed?
Yes, exactly. The ones that dance about on a seabed.
Oh, they sell sea anemones in bric-a-brac shops here in Britain.
I don't know whether they normally do or not, but I do know that I brought one today.
Well, Bruno.
Well, yes, for the aquarium, of course.
Aquarium. I don't know that word.
Well, according to the shopkeeper, keeping sea creatures in tanks was hugely popular here in London before.
Oh, yeah. Some people have beautiful fish in seawater tanks, that's true. And the aquarium became popular because the old grass tax was abolished. Here it is again, rearing its ugly head, the subject of taxation. It's a real craze for a while. Everyone in London had one. For a while? Yeah, it didn't last long. People's enthusiasm soon waned. It's just far too much work changing the seawater regularly in a city like London. Never a truer word said, I'm sure.
You'd think people might have realized that from the start, really, wouldn't you?
Anyway, that was long before I was born. So now everyone jokes that there's an unloved aquarium covered in dust in every attic in the capital.
It's true! There's one in this attic, too. When I told the man in the bric-a-brac shop about it, he had these words of wisdom. That's why this is the age of the sea anemone. And that's what... And that made a lot of sense to me.
It made sense to you, did it? Well, Bruno, this anemone's completely dried up.
You just need to soak it in water overnight, and it'll be as good as new. That's what the man said.
Not sure it works the same way as dried kami seaweed, Mr. Naruhodo. I mean, I think it's dead.
Once I've saved some money, I'm going to buy some prawns to keep this little fellow company.
Oh, how exciting! Your arms will be teeming with life. Was it really?
Britain is a funny country, though. I mean, a sea anemone craze?
They say people in glass houses about comments like that here, Mr. Naruhodo. Don't forget that there was a very curious rabbit craze in our own country not so very long ago.
A mortifying chapter that people will try to erase from the history books 100 years from now, I'm sure.
You know, there was another craze as well before the aquarium one. It was something about like Pokemania or something like that with a little yellow rat. I don't really know what it was about. Have you heard of the Wardian cases?
Wardy what? No, I've definitely never heard of them.
They were little glazed cases for growing plants indoors, I believe.
Oh, I see. For plant lovers to raise their favorite tropical plants?
That's right, like different types of ferns.
Ferns.
Do you mean those rather dull plants with lots of fronds and leaves? Oh, they're not dull at all. Ferns are lovely plants. I think people wanted to recreate the exotic foliage in the tropics in their very own homes.
So they grew ferns. I mean, ferns! Sea anemones, they certainly have a knack for the obscure.
Well, thinking about it... My grandfather loved the moss on his bonsai. He looked after it better than the trees.
Seems like the more obscure something is, the more it interests people.
Maybe. Anyway, the Wardian case craze didn't last very long. Now, most of those little glass cases are just gathering dust, I think. But haven't I seen one in your room, Iris? Oh, very observant of you, Susie. Yeah, that's right. Mine's certainly not gathering dust. I got tropical herbs in it. Well, Mr. Naruhodo, I really must ask you to stop all this frivolous buying of strange things.
And I must ignore your every whim. I saw this little Katamari statue today. It was beautiful. This little Katamari ball. You can't stop me. Yes, alright. Sorry. But I just need one more amiibo. I'm just missing one more Smash amiibo. I'm collecting them, you see. And, well, Sora just came out. It's the last DLC one. I need to get it. It's just that, well, think about Mr. Shom's room. He has all sorts of peculiar trinkets lying around.
Well, yeah, that's true, and they seem to be growing in number. Recently I've noted a blowpipe, a few beryl crystals set in a twisted piece of gold, a gold-rimmed pince nez. I spotted a small gramophone record in the other day, so I slipped it on the gramophone. But it was just whispering... It was just a whispering voice saying Norbury and nothing more. What could it possibly be about? Man, my nose is really fucking me up now. Why is Ace Attorney cursed and I always get a stuffy nose while playing? They're all mementos of cases that Hurley solved over the years.
We have 2 Cloud amiibos. They need to make a shirtless Sephiroth amiibo too. I mean, there's so many different variations we could have. I mean, could you imagine if they made a Bowsette amiibo? Huh? Mr. Sato, do you even understand what that would mean?
I have no idea what you're saying.
Exactly. That's what I want to create in here. Just that sort of atmosphere.
A room full of meaningful trinkets, each one with their own unique history, you mean?
Yes, that! I knew you'd understand, Mr. Sato.
But, Mr. Naruhodo, none of the things you've brought for the room have any connection with any of our cases. I mean, you brought a dead sea animal today.
Oh, don't they?
Well, for example, take this splendid but rather weather-beaten top hat. That wasn't used as evidence in any of the cases we worked on, was it? Oh, so you have 2 top hats if you count the collapsible one as well?
No, the collapsible one is a pot stand, as far as I'm concerned. But the other day, when we were in court, they were everywhere, weren't they? Top hats, I mean.
Well, I am betting, of course, they're a mark of a true gentleman, so that's hardly surprising. If a man isn't wearing a top hat when he ventures out of doors, he'll be looked down upon. Gosh, it has very strict rules, doesn't it? The English Gentleman's Code.
I've been wondering how I'd look in a top hat recently. After all, my university uniform is black as well, so I think it would be very in keeping.
Oh, what a good idea! Go on then, Rono, trot it on!
Why the 1,000-yard stare?
The lesson here, I suppose, is that the juxtaposition of a student and gentleman is just so strange and, well, wrong.
Well, I'd rather it didn't suit me anyway. I mean, these hats are ridiculous. They're way too tall. I'd be willing to bet every foreigner who sees one of these for the first time thinks exactly the same thing. Why is that man wearing a chimney on his head?
Faithful in glass houses, remember, Rono?
What do you mean?
Well, what about Japanese chonmage top knots? Those hairstyles are height of ridiculousness.
True.
At least you can take a hat off. Once you have the chonmage, it's chon your head for good. I'm willing to bet that every foreigner who sees a chonmage for the first time thinks exactly the same thing. Why is that man wearing a cannon on his head? I suppose that's what it means to have different cultures, isn't it?
On the subject of hats, the one Mr. Sholmes always wears is really strange, don't you think?
I beg your pardon, Mr. Naruhodo? What a thing to say! How rude! That hat is the very essence of Mr. Sholmes. Why, it's as iconic as himself. Without his dear stalker, the great detective would be unrecognizable.
It's called a deer stalker? That's a surprisingly swanky name.
It's the hat of a hunter, just like the flat cap. I made up my mind long ago to visit Regent Street and buy one for myself.
I'm not sure it's gonna fit over your hair.
I think it's perfect for a great detective who stalks his criminal quarry. What do you think is strange about it anyway?
Well, you've seen it. It's two brims, one at the front, one at the back. I mean, why do you even need two brims on a hat? Surely the one in the front's enough, no?
One moment, please.
If you ask me, it's just Mr. Sholmes' madcap personality coming through. I bet it's so that he doesn't have to think about which way round to put it or something like that.
Mr. Sholmes does not have a madcap personality. He always has a clear head. These stalkers were made for hunters who had to harden thickets where they'd be stalking their prey. The brim at the back was designed to stop the stalks of plants from scratching the backs of their necks. Oh, so that's the reason. Well, thank you, Iris, for educating us.
Mr. Sholmes doesn't spend a lot of time in thickets, though, does he?
Well, no, that's true.
I'm telling you, it's just his impetuous personality. That's my theory, and I'm sticking to it. Firmly!
Ah, here you all are. Leaving me out, are you? What are we playing? Uno, chess? A round of Super Smash Brothers? I demand the Cloud Amiibo. The shirtless one, of course.
Good afternoon, Mr. Sholmes.
I've not long since made some tea, Mr. Sholmes. Would you like a cup?
I see I've come at a good time, Miss Usato. Thank you. Now, I have something I should like you all to see. I've designed myself a brand new Great Detective's hat. What the?
There's a brim.
At the front, and at the back, and on both sides. 4 brims in total.
Your observation is quite correct, my dear madam. I'm a busy man, you see. Well, the reason I wore my other hat was so that I didn't have to worry about which way I put it on. But there is 2 distinct sides, where if I put it on that way, it is ridiculous. So, instead, I ingeniously made this invention, so that I can place it upon my head no matter which direction I grab it from, and it will always be facing forward. But with this hat, whichever way I put it on, I shall always have it pointing the correct way.
Oh.
With my previous hat, I could, in an impetuous moment, wear it erroneously with the brims on either side. That's
Impressively clumsy, I would say.
I must regretfully say, I think your madcap theory was correct after all.
But really, Mr. Sholmes, with brims on all 4 sides like that, wouldn't it just be better to wear a top hat instead?
Oh, yes, and however you put on, the brim will be all round.
what? So true! So true! How could I have been so blinkered to the fact just till now? All that manpower.
Well, fortunately, I happen to have 2 top hats here. If you just lift the pot off of it, you're welcome to try that one there.
Indeed I shall, my good fellow. Much obliged.
Are you gonna actually see it this time? Bro, these 2 are menaces, man. Can a man wear a top hat without being laughed out of the room?
Oh, Charlie, it looks terrible. More terrible than I could have possibly imagined.
Ooh, that's not good. Maybe it's because of your long face paired with the tall hat. It just doesn't work.
Well, I think it's very nice, Mr. Sholmes, even if we'll have the whole world in fits of laughter.
Ugh. I should never have meddled with it. Give me a dare stalker forevermore.
Give me my Regulation University hat forevermore.
We still hope that you'll graduate one day, Mr. Naruhodo. Don't give up.
Oh, I mean, yeah. Is he still in college for English? I mean, shouldn't you switch to law or something? It's revealed that the Japanese scholar was once a teacher of English. There's much to say on the cultural differences between Japan and Britain. Okay. Here we go, only a few left. So, Mr. Natsume.
Are you really returning home to Japan?
Yes, indeed I am. Everything is arranged already.
We'll be sad to see you go. After Runa worked so hard to prove your innocence as well. What a shame. Feels like it was all a wasted effort.
Don't say that! I know what you're suggesting.
Calm down, Mr. Natsume. It's all fine, really. You're in good company here, sir. If you fear the Reaper, you needn't hide the fact. Oh.
Of course. Well said, Naruhodo. I was going to say that. Definitely, 100%. I'm a proud citizen of the Empire of Japan. I'm not a scaredy cat.
Talking of cats, Mr. Sholmes just casually threw one among the pigeons there.
A man like me belongs in Japan, not here. And what I've come to realize... I wonder, a mustache such as yours is eminently suited to London, I would say.
And there goes Mr. Sholmes throwing another cat in.
The moment I arrived in the city, I noticed. Everyone in London laughs at me from behind my back, like hyenas. Hysterical hyenas, hawing horribly.
I'm sure that's not true, Mr. Natsume.
Oh, but it is. Whenever I turn around and peer down the fog-filled streets, all I see is foreigners everywhere.
Yeah, you are in a different country.
Well, there's you, Bruno, and Susie in here, so that's 3 foreigners out of 5 people. I'll take your point.
Only the other day, I was taking a stroll through the fog as usual, when a young man approached me from ahead. He was pale and gaunt, his back arched like a cat. Observing his wretchedness moved me so deeply. Ah, I thought to myself, I'm not the only one suffering in this hell. But do you know what? Can you imagine? It was just my own reflection in a shop window. A stunning, stinging, stupefying surprise.
Don't forget slap in the face.
Everyone started laughing at me. Gentlemen thereabouts, ladies passing by, even the man in the shop window. Ah, yes, and a certain great detective would like to be included among the mirthful.
Mr. Sholmes really is going for Sosuke-san today.
Well, I for one think you're a very handsome man, Mr. Natsume.
Did you hear that? This 10-year-old girl thinks you're handsome. Isn't that wonderful?
No! No! That makes me feel suspiciously warm inside. What? Ah!
Alright, never mind. We're gonna take this guy back to the... Alright. You're going back to the court, I think. Looks genuinely delighted.
The point is, we Japanese are humble and modest. Studying on foreign soil, surrounded by foreign people, how could anyone possibly enjoy that? No one could, it's impossible! If you're a genuine Japanese.
Well, if you say so. Actually, it would appear that there is someone. A Japanese man who studied in a foreign country and seems to have thrived on the experience.
There is?
He's standing right in front of you. Mr. Ogai Mori. I believe he studied in Germany.
Mr. Mori, pray tell us more about this little fellow. This little guy.
Well, today he's a very successful author in Japan.
Oh, I've heard of him. He's the professor who wrote My Hime, isn't he?
My Hime?
Well, I suppose in English the title would be Dancing Queen, maybe.
Oh, I see. A shadow of a woman who roams her way through the world, perhaps. You really didn't make up a silly translation, you know. It's already officially called The Dancing Girl in English.
I mean, close enough.
It seems Mr. Mori greatly enjoyed his time in Germany, and he became close with a local lady while he was there.
Close, you say, with a local lady? A compatriots, criminally contradictory conduct! Well, I suppose your experience studying abroad depends to a large extent on your character. Ugh, as they say. Many men, many minds!
Mr. Mori has an open mind. Mr. Natsume, a closed one.
Possibly a slightly black and white view, do you think, Mr. Sholmes?
Anyway, if that's how you feel about being abroad, why'd you choose to study here?
Wasn't it to further our nation's understanding of the English language or something? Yes, yes, that's right. So what were you doing in Japan before you came to Great Britain, then?
I was a school teacher, of English, of course.
A bit cursory, perhaps, but I've managed to discover some information about Natsume's teaching days.
Okay, what isn't in your goddamn book? I thought it was like a book of British laws or something. Now you're pulling up Japanese info? How many books you have in that kimono of yours? 'Cause they can't all be in one. Is that like a compilation book that you stitched together? Ugh. Ow. That's just a little outside the field of law, isn't it, Mr. Sato?
Well, let me pose you a question, Mr. Naruhodo. If you had to translate the English phrase, I love you, into Japanese, what would it become?
Oh, that's easy. Fuck. You really gonna try and make me say Japanese words out of the blue? Aishitiru or Suki desu.
Wrong, according to Mr. Natsume's teachings, at least.
What?
Would you like to explain, Mr. Natsume?
Yes, of course. Your research was very thorough. I always used to tell my students that we Japanese don't express ourselves that way. Rather, we might say, Suki ga kirei desu ne.
My dear Mr. Natsume, I must interject. What you just spouted was Italian, not Japanese.
Suki ga kirei desu ne would translate as the moon is beautiful, isn't it?
I know that!
The point is that we Japanese are reticent when it comes to expressing our emotions. We prefer to show our feelings of adoration, or tsuki, by appreciating the beauty of the moon. The tsuki.
Ah, using the tsuki to express suki. Ah, it's an amusing play on words, I see.
No, or in a language you might understand better. Bad Sholmes! It's not a play on words. It's subtle, it's humble, it's fleeting, and beautiful. It's art!
Is it just being shy? Couldn't you just say what you're feeling instead of being all coy about it? But I love Early, I love Romano, I love Susie. I love money.
God, I'm sick of this goddamn nasal system. Remove it from me.
Oh, my dear fellow, the foreign dancing girl will forever be out of your reach with such an attitude. Imagine how the great Mr. Mori would act. He would win the lady's heart in a flash with a well-placed and unrestrained, I love you.
Oh, that's smooth, Mr. Mori. I'm just to live in his shadow forever.
What sort of man is he in that imagination of yours? The fact is, I just can't settle in this foggy London town with all its foreign inhabitants. I've lost count of the number of different lodgings I tried before I found myself here. As it happens, I even lived on Baker Street at one time.
No, really?
A South scholar lives near there, a man by the name of William James Craig. His knowledge of Sow is surpassed and has a great inspiration to me over the... Forgive the interruption, but I am supposed to be familiar with this Sow of which you speak? It's Shakespeare, of course. Shakespeare. But in Japanese, we write it as Sao. It's a phonetic representation using kanji characters, so England is Igirisu and America is America.
Come to think of it, we use the same character as Ri in one word with Risu in another. Talk about confusing. Oh my god, my fucking... Ugh. Sorry, I'm gonna, like, really blow my nose really hard. I'm just gonna mute for a sec. I give that nose blowing 3 big booms. Ugh.
So Shakespeare was Sao in Japanese. Presumably the Sa is a brutal attempt at the first Sha, in which case, what is the spear?
I never thought of that. We'd only have the O left.
Which could, even in the most charitable interpretation, only be a brutal attempt at old man.
Seems to me that whoever had the job of deciding on the characters for his name got very bored early on.
Complete kanji character catastrophe. So then, on to the burning question. What about me? How would you write my name?
Sorry?
Sherlock Holmes, my dear fellow. There must be some Japanese characters for my name.
Oh dear, I'm sorry, Mr. Sholmes, but none exist that I'm aware of.
What? Am I really nothing to you Japanese? I thought we were friends, family. And you shan't even give me a name? In that case, it is a matter of paramount importance. You must construct my name in kanji at once.
Oh, well, we could use a kanji that's pronounced so to start with, and then use one more to give... So, oh, perhaps. I think that would be about right, Mr. Sholmes?
Well, that's almost the same as how, isn't it?
Yes, you employed the dreaded O. I don't want people to confuse me with an old man who died centuries ago.
Well, I'm sure the world's greatest literary figure would rather be not confused with you either.
Well, the world's greatest detective is still youthful and full of vigor. And piss. So how about the so handsome?
Oh, yes, that sounds wonderful. I'm sure everyone will be calling you that for hundreds of years from now.
How can she say that with such a straight face?
What about me then, Iris? Perhaps Ahime, since the second character doesn't seem to matter. Ahime, oh yes, Princess of Love. Oh, that's an adorable name for you, Iris.
Stop, please, with a name like that. Mr. Mori is likely to turn up any moment and rashly declare I love you.
Not to a 10-year-old child, I would hope, Mr. Shosuke. Choose your acquaintances wisely. We got an eye on you. This Mori-san has become quite a character in Sosuke-san's mind.
And you, Mr. Naruhodo. Might I venture Kuro Bozu as a fitting name for you, as in the Dark Monk.
Oh, that's very good. It describes it perfectly, Runo.
So you think I'll be wearing this black Varusty uniform for the rest of my days, do you?
Mr. Naruto already has a Japanese name. I don't believe he needs another. Oh, anyway. We were talking about your life here in London, weren't we, Mr. Natsume? You should just get out and have fun.
Ugh, the landlady has said as much to me as well.
Mrs. Garradeb?
But it wasn't fun at all. It was frightful.
Whatever do you mean?
A cycle incident!
An incident on a bicycle? Oh, yeah, come to think of it. There's an old bicycle parked just outside, isn't there? It's in a sorry state, though. I tried to say no to her, but
she insisted I took it for a ride. Perhaps my pronunciation was wrong. So I took my life in my hands and attempted to ride the steel spider-webbed stallion to a nearby park.
I really don't think there's anything wrong with your pronunciation, Mr. Natsume.
Joan Garradeb isn't the kind of woman to take no for an answer.
If you're going to die, you might as well die in beautiful surroundings, so the park was my first thought. After a whole day of dicing with death, I emerged with only relatively minor bruises.
So, you got the knack of it?
Don't be silly. Dying isn't something you can learn to do.
Mr. Natsume, you keep talking about dicing with death and dying and so forth, but riding a bicycle is supposed to be fun.
No, that's just what people tell you, but it's an old wives' tale.
Is it?
I mean, just consider the real name of the vehicle. It's not called a dicycle for nothing. How anyone expects to use such an aptly named vehicle to move forwards is beyond me. Pedal, power, promises pain.
I didn't think it was possible to get worse with practice.
I'm lucky to be alive. Although, I must say, after looking death in the eye for a whole week, I did at least manage to mount the steed reliably. And notwithstanding a few wobbles, I found I could make progress in a forward direction.
What a triumph.
Is no one going to tell him that it's a bicycle, not a dicycle? What is this fucking idiot talking about? Please, someone correct him. I'm going crazy over here. Deduction is much the same. When first presented with a problem, the mental exertion to trying to solve it only leads to bitter disappointment. But after a week of picking one's way carefully along the path of reasoning and thought, one begins to see results.
Is that why all your off-the-cuff deductions always seem half-baked?
What a wonderful insight into your extraordinary mind, Mr. Sholmes.
Unfortunately, after wobbling down the street, I noticed there were little stones everywhere. Death traps. Not that way, I said to myself. But the wild vehicle wouldn't listen. It wobbled me on and on down the street. So, of course, I hit one of those deadly stones. A crazy colt threw me. Just my luck, bicycles are the epitome of pitiful life.
I wish I could disagree.
On the same subject, I'm sure there's a famous American author who's written about having a similar experience. Oh yes, I've read that essay too, Iris.
Some of us are better read than others.
Well, no more bicycles for me.
Oh, Mr. Natsume, at least you have an interesting anecdote to take with you back to Japan, if nothing else.
You always manage to put a positive spin on things, don't you, Miss Susanoo? Personally, I haven't mounted a bicycle for some time.
Nah, me either.
That's good. So, how about a jaunt? We shall all ride out together.
Well, that sounds great. I'll perch behind Mr. Sato.
The sun's going down. It will be pitch black before long.
London street lamps are very bright, you know, and the fog isn't too thick today.
My beloved ride is all bent out of shape. My dear fellow, if you're bound to topple the vehicle anyway, it's fitting that it's already bent out of shape.
It's settled then. Carry on, Mr. Natsume. Shall we go?
Tsuke ga kirei desu ne.
Don't tell me that's his translation of no thank you as well.
Indeed, Mr. Natsume, the moon is at its the moon is at its most beautiful at precisely this time in the evening. Oh,
We're not Japanese. You can't beat around the bush with us.
what a weird and wonderful world!
Well, that was... These are all so fun. Are these a part of the collection, by the way, or were these in the original? I don't know if I've asked that before. They seem like an addition. '30th of April, 12:20 p.m., Briar Road. They were in the original? Oh, okay. So they definitely thought about that, quote-unquote, retcon. Wasn't really. Mr. Shums is just a little... He's a little goober. He's just a little guy. They definitely feel like it would be something that they would add to a collection, though, don't they? It's like in a special secret menu. Like, surely you would put it on, like, the main, like, menu at least. Like, yep, here's the, addendum to the game where you can get little extra bits of dialogue and such. But no. It's in the secret menu for special content. Alright. Well, before we hop on to the next one, I need to go piss. So I will take a quick break. And it looks like we're not even going to be able to beat them in the time I said. But at least we get to see more of these two. Alright, well, we'll get back to your early beat in just a moment. I will be right back, everybody. Sit tight. I'm back. Sorry. Took a little while. Yeah, let's hop back to it then, shall we, boys? Oh, I didn't grab a water. I was just upstairs. Ugh. I'm a fool. Oh well. Alright. Okay, let's go. What was Rolly's voice again?
Sir, Constable Rowley Beak reporting for duty.
Something like that.
Actually, good officers of your van seats. I'm back on the beat here in the capital, doing my best for all the good citizens of London, sir. Oh, my Rowley, back in his Bobby's uniform. You couldn't look any more handsome if you tried. Oh, my love, you say the sweetest things. Oh, Pat. Oh, Rowley. To wash your van seats isn't your people of the Bailey at all. Oh no, of course not. He's the patron saint of Bobby's. The patron saint? Oh yes, Pat, you're so right, my darling. Keeping us in his pocket, he is. My first day back on the job, far in the gutter. A shilling, my love. A whole shilling. Oh, Rowley, I always believed in you. Oh, I always knew one day you'd find some big, small change. Well, just that shilling, I could buy you a cheap bunch of containing a single flower, my sugar. A single flower? Oh, how romantic. Oh, so sorry, Pat. Only moments ago, that shilling disappeared. Oh, disappeared, but how, my love, how? I think maybe, oh, no, I'm sure. It was this girl there, sir. You swiped my precious shilling, didn't you, little diver?
Is our main cast not even here?
Blimey. You took your time getting around to me, didn't you? I thought that lovey-dovey stuff was never going to end. So, shilling you say? Lifted from you, were it? Don't know nothing about it. Where's the evidence, eh? Right there, the evidence is dancing around the back of your hand, young lady. He stole it from me and lifted it from my pocket just now. You've got some nerve stealing from a bobby. Cobblers, this coin's mine. How could you know anyway? How could you know if it was taken just now or not? Dear me, you don't get it, do you? We've hardly got a penny to our names. That coin found as heavy to me as a bar of gold. Hey! I'm telling you, the moment it left my pocket, I knew. I found myself get a good few pounds lighter. Yeah, it killing is my blood, sweat and tears all over it. What's the matter with you, Mr. Naruto?
Me? Sorry, what? I'm here now. Chip, are you alright? You're sneezing at me. You getting seasick in here, buddy? I can't let you upstairs, you'd be alone. It's better if you just listen to me yap.
Lady's in trouble?
Sorry, I lost it.
Well, lady's in trouble. A children's supposed to be there now. Straight away. Not an hour later.
This isn't my fault. I haven't stolen anything.
And what about you, eh, Shums? I thought you were supposed to be a great detective.
Dear me, Miss Lestrade. You took your time getting around to me, didn't you? I thought that long dispute was never going to end.
You at least give us a minute. When we spotted you over the road and said hello. And that was 10 minutes ago, Ginny. I've just been standing here listening to you quarrel with this Bobby. Do beg your pardon, ma'am, but we shouldn't be troubling the public with police business. That shilling belongs to us, doesn't it, Rolly? Of course it does, my love. It's just for you and me, my darling.
That was just supposed to be a nice stroll with Iris and Mr. Shums before afternoon tea. Why do we have to run into another fiasco on Briar Road? I don't really see how we could be of any help, Gina. There's no way of knowing who the coin really belongs to if it was just dropped in the gutter.
I wouldn't be so sure about that, Bruno.
What?
I've got a feeling I might know the answer to the question of whose coin it is.
Chip, what are you doing? Nobody's upstairs. It's just me and you, buddy. It's me, you, and chat, okay?
Come on, come here.
Now say hello. Hey, don't be shy, little pal. They can't see you. Go on. Is that right? Oh, Stinky. Alright, back to the bed with you. Don't run around. I just went out. You should have told me before if you needed to go to the bathroom. You little freak.
Ah, my bright young fellow lodger, let us hear your deduction.
Well, there's actually a reason why I suggested a stroll down Briar Road.
Oh, what reason?
See, I was here yesterday and, well, I dropped a little something. So I wanted to come and look for it while enjoying an afternoon stroll.
Wait, you dropped something? You don't mean...
It was the pocket money that Early gave me.
What's this, Iris? You dropped that, did you?
Oh, I'm sorry. I went to the market on Elm Street yesterday to pick up some herbs, you see. But on the way, I must have dropped it. The 1 shilling coin you gave me. Oh, one more bit. Yeah, and when I thought back over the route I took, I realised I must have dropped it here. Constable, you haven't seen it, have you? It's all my pocket money, and there it's just gone. I'm afraid I don't know nothing about that, young lady. What, dropping your money like that? I'm sorry.
I dare say the constable and his companion could give you a run for your money with their wide eyes.
It's all the same to you, Mr. Sholmes. I think I'd prefer not to be used as a yardstick for looking guilty.
Well, it's tough really, ain't it, Iris? You dropped it, so it ain't yours no more. Anyway, you know what they say. What goes around comes around. Don't feel bad.
Bad luck, Iris. It doesn't look like you're gonna get your coin back.
No, I can't believe I've lost it. And straight after they gave it to me as well.
Yes, regrettable indeed. I seem to recall that particular coin was rather significant.
What do you mean, significant?
To be specific, it was especially significant to you, Bruno. It was your coin.
Significant to me? No, you don't mean... It was the coin from last night's wager?
The very same, my dear fellow.
What's this then? What wager? Oh, it's a game of poker. A deal between Hurley and Bruno. Poker? What? A tricky card game, you mean?
As a lawyer, I have the perfect poker face. You'll never be able to tell what I'm thinking, said he. But depriving Mr. Naruhodo of his entire fortune was even easier than finding that missing thoroughbred.
It's so infuriating. Living it now makes me grit my teeth. Sorry, Iris. I had every intention of paying you back the money I owe you, but you have to wait, I'm afraid.
Yeah, I know. Don't worry. Next month is fine. Let me guess, Odo. Your whole fortune.
It was 1 whole shilling, my entire monthly stipend, and I lost all of it. As I handed it to Mr. Sholmes, I gritted my teeth so hard my gums started to bleed.
Please, Bruno, don't exaggerate. That's a horrible image. What about a lawyer who borrows money from a 10-year-old girl? That's a horrible image.
Why do I feel like my reputation with this couple has just fallen through the floor?
There are few more things invigorating than taking a man for all he's worth.
Don't be so pleased with yourself, Early. It's not as if Bruno ever had a chance of winning.
Wait, what? What do you mean by that?
Well, isn't that special ink I developed? Anyone could.
Thank you, Iris. That will do. I'm sure this conversation is proving very dull for everyone. What's done is done. The game is over now. No point in crying over spilt milk.
Special ink, you say? Well, I'm sure that sounds like the sort of risky business that's right up my alley. Oh, Rolly, I love your daughter's spirit. You laugh in the face of danger. Come on then, I will spill it. What's this special ink about, eh? Oh, well, it's what's sometimes called invisible ink. All you have to do is write the shooting number on the reverse side of every card. And with the aid of some special glasses, the whole game is laid out bare for you.
Wait, you were wearing those glasses last night, weren't you, Sholmes? You said something along the lines of, my eyesight appears to have suddenly worsened. And the moment you failed to question that as odd... Oh, sorry.
The moment you failed to question that as odd was the moment I knew I'd won the game.
Mind games, was it? Trying to throw me off with your eccentric ways? Ways?
Is he telling me Sholmes could see every card what Otto had?
What? But that's not mind games. That's blatant cheating.
My dear fellow, what an accusation. Would you honestly consider me a cheat? Please.
I prefer trickster. Whatever you call it, the game doesn't count now. Understand, Mr. Sholmes?
Dear me. Do I feel a rematch coming on? Well, out of respect for the bad grace for which you take defeat, allow me to return your shilling.
Do you hear that, Gina? So give it here.
Hey! Let me out of this! This here one Bob was buying from the start, no question. Asher, was Bob... Oh, Rowley, you have such a way with words. I'm so bad. So you keep saying. Come on then, where's the evidence? Hey. The law, right? It's all about evidence. I know my stuff.
You see, Mr. Naruhodo, use a trial excuse in court and others will parrot it.
Only whenever I do say that, it isn't a trite excuse, you know.
As I said, sir, that coin has got my blood, sweat and tears all over it. That's right, it has. Rowley's blood, sweat and tears are the evidence. Blood, you say? Well, in that case, it's time for this.
Yeah, do you think?
Well, if there's any trace of blood on that coin, we'll soon know about it. All right, Jenny. Oh, very still. Whoa! Ah! Ah!
Look at that! See there on the coin? It's clearly changed color. In other words, there is blood on this coin.
Once again, as I said, sir, that would be my blood, sweat and tears. Oh, wait, I've seen blood turn that colour before. Oh, yes, I know whose that is. I know whose coin that is. What? The rightful owner of this bloodstained shilling is... Bruno.
Me?
And from the appearance of the blood, I would say it is quite fresh, left within the last 24 hours.
And then the last... Then, in that case...
This is the coin what Sholmes had off Otto last night in the poker game. Oh, Bruno, do you mean you really did make your gums bleed?
I told you, I was so infuriated to lose, I had to grit my teeth as I handed over the money.
Blimey, you're as hard up as me by the sound of it. I thought you had a proper job.
Come on, Gina, just hand it over, would you? The shilling that's rightfully mine.
Fine, alright then. Just stop your bleeding staring. Bloody puppy dog eyes. Handsome fucking face. Fucking bastard.
I finally have it back. It was like a dream come true.
Nearly had that one in the bag and all. That's wonderful news, Bruno. I'm so happy for you. Now then, as you promised, I'd like my money back, please. The shilling I lent you before. You did say you'd pay it back out of this month's pocket money, didn't you?
Oh, yeah. Well then, I suppose.
My dear fellow, do be kind to your gums.
Was like that shilling was always destined to be taken from you, sir. some reason the phrase serves you right is floating around in my head.
So, Iris, just promised? Here, the shilling I owe you.
Oh, you repay me already? Well, thank you. Next month would be fine, though. What's it all about, anyway? What are you lending Otto money for? Oh, yeah, well, actually, it's because I went to the Lime Street Market yesterday to buy herbs. For who now?
Herbs for Otto. Yeah, the tea Miss Usato left behind is top quality Gyokuro tea. It's just so bitter. So when Iris suggested mixing it with some herbs to make it more palatable, I asked her to buy me some.
That's right. We've made a special Japanese herbal tea with the leftover Gyokuro. I'm going to call it Susie's Special Blend. I do hope you'll try it.
The excruciating bitterness clings to the throat. If you can persuade the bright green gloop to leave the cup.
Why, it sounds quite delicious. I love goop. There's a new thing called Play-Doh on the market, my dear fellows. And guess what? It is delicious. I eat it by the punnet load.
Isn't that for, like, children?
Ah, my dear fellow, why must the children have all the delectable treats? Let the great detectives of the world enjoy themselves once in a while, eh?
Right.
Right.
Well, it would appear this shilling's brief adventures are now at an end.
Adventures.
You must agree, my dear fellow, that the coin has made a considerable journey since last night.
Well, let's see. Originally, it was the coin I was supposed to give to Iris to pay her for the herbs. But then, in our poker duel last night, it was passed to you, Mr. Sholmes.
Who gave it to Iris as spending money? Oh yeah, I dropped it sometime yesterday. And my beloved Rolly found it on the ground a little while ago and picked it up. Before it was lifted from my pocket by this here diver. And then used my favorite gun to show that the...
Too many characters at once. Brain go...
I then used my favourite gun to show the blood up that was on it. And then let's tip about Sholmes' little scam in his card game last night.
The annulment of which resulted in the coin returning to the ownership of Mr. Naruhodo.
allowing me to pay Iris the money I owed her after all. For the herbs she'd bought in order to make Susie's special blend tea.
And now, after all that, your coin is retiring safely in my pocket. Yeah, you're right, that was an adventure. But what are we supposed to take away from it, eh?
Well, that this 1 shilling coin belongs to Iris and Iris alone, I think.
I cannot fault your observation, Mr. Naruhodo.
Ah, you know what they say. What goes around comes around.
Well, I get the feeling that Iris knew it was coming around to her from the very beginning.
Priceless, as they say. Well then, my dear fellow, how about this evening we indulge in some bitter tea and a bitter rematch? I'll even allow you to stake the coming month's spending money in advance.
I fold.
What about Old Maid? Come on now, Naruhodo, I know you want to go at it at Old Maid. You can't fool me, Mr. Naruhodo. I know you're all about that Old Maid game, aren't you? Yes.
In the Bailey. The defendant is none other than Sholmes himself, and the charge is a most mysterious murder. Inosuke naturally advocates for the defense of his unflappable Reaper, Lord Van Zeeks, but Sholmes' testimony calls the true culprit of crime into question. This last month's peak? Alright. Oh, by the way, I just got reminded because I saw it on my phone, but the Switch 2 is slowly selling out here. Slowly but surely. I think EB was the first one to go. I think a good chunk of the Switch 2s are gone. Let me check. A lot of places still have them. Yeah, the regular Switch 2 is already pre-sold out, which is pretty crazy. You can still get the Mario Kart bundle, though. I think Mighty Ape still has all of theirs available. Yep, they're both available. But yeah, it's starting. EB's already sold out of their base one. It's beginning. Which is pretty crazy, actually. I'm surprised. Oh, no. You know what? I'm gonna just... Sorry, I was gonna redeem the hydrate now, but, no, I'm gonna go get water. I shouldn't have another Pepsi. I'll save that for later. I'll just quickly run upstairs to grab one, okay? I'll be right back. Not even 2 minutes, alright? I'll be back. I'm back. I got 2 bottles of water. I got 2 marshmallows. Count them, 2 marshmallows. All right. Let's go. I don't know why, but I'm kind of craving one of those liquid deaths that Helpy has. I saw it before I left. I was like, damn, I kind of wish I had one. Like, it tastes like crap. You know, sparkling water is, like, disgusting, but, like, I don't know. There was something addicting about it. I don't know how to explain it. Alright. Here's your hydrate, big boss. There you go. I only did that because I was meaning to grab water earlier and then forgot. What are you doing? No. No one's home. You gotta stay here. I know it's long, but you gotta. Stinky puppy. Oh, come on. Come on, buddy. We got a peak trial ahead of us, apparently. So just sit there and chill out, okay? Alright. Did it just say date unknown?
The court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Herlock Sholmes. This is a most extraordinary case of murder. Counsels, I assume I may proceed? You know, once I get the BRB off the screen. Sorry, apologies.
Yes, my lord. The defense is ready.
At your discretion, my lord. Very well, I hereby call on the prosecution to introduce the case. The incident in question took place 2 days ago, late at night, when the ground was blanketed by snow. The location of the incident was the residence of the accused, Mr. Herlock Sholmes.
Indeed, the now famous address of number 221B Baker Street, was it?
The address may have enjoyed fame once, my lord, but will henceforth endure infamy with this grim crime.
Yes, sir, well put. The victim, a certain Madame Rosie, was found asphyxiated on the accused sofa.
My word.
Objection! But it's unclear as to whether the victim was actually killed in the defendant's suite or not. After all, when Mr. Sholmes left the room for only a brief moment, Madame Rosie somehow vanished herself from out of the room completely.
Vanished herself, counsel. The victim?
Quite true, my lord. But there's just one adjoining door between my drawing room and kitchen. Yet, having brewed some tea in the kitchen, I returned to find the room completely empty.
There was nobody else present.
Ordinarily, my fellow lodger, Iris, would have been at home. However, on the day in question, she had been invited to a meeting of scientific society in the city.
I'm afraid you have a propensity for exaggeration, sir. You claim the victim vanished herself. But really, it seems to me entirely plausible that she chose to leave via the main entrance to your suite.
As it happens, my lord, the door to the accused's room was locked at the time from the inside. Very true, Inspector. As such, I can say with considerable surety that the victim did not leave via my front door. But what about, yes, she could have snuck out through a window.
Objection!
The windows in the room were not locked, it's true, and the victim had the opportunity. However, there was snow all around the building outside, and not a patch of it had been disturbed.
Would my learned friend care to explain how the victim could have left without leaving a trail? So the victim, Madame Rosie, somehow vanished from the scene before she was killed.
Naturally, I was alarmed by the sudden disappearance of my guest. So I summoned this gentleman who resides in the attic room above my own, and we took a cab to Scotland Yard. I can confirm that the defendant called for me, and I saw his suite on my way downstairs. And yes, I'm quite sure it was empty, just as Mr. Sholmes has said. When we reached the yard, this very detective happened to be there.
You see, I was just in my office for a while, having got back from some important business.
And then, having explained the situation to the inspector, we traveled back to Baker Street together. At the time, there were no footprints in the snow around the building other than the ones we'd made. I wonder, are we actually gonna, do objections in this, or is it gonna solve itself? I don't know.
Right, take it then, counsel, that you personally witnessed the scene where the incident took place?
No, my lord. I went straight up to bed in my own room in the attic.
Inspector Gregson, however, was met with the most blood-curdling sight. On Mr. Sholmes' sofa, the vanished Madame Rosie, motionless. So the victim was already dead when you discovered her, Inspector?
No, my lord, not dead, but far from it. But not far from it. She mustered all her remaining strength to say these dying words. That what were Sholmes, who will be the death of me.
Ah, yes, I overheard that remark at the same time, too. It delivered in a rasping voice, full of malice.
No! Those words indeed proved to be her last. The victim expired moments later, there on the sofa. And the cause of death was identified as damage to the respiratory tract as a result of strangulation.
Objection! I have weak wrists. I could not strangle anyone. See, I'll try it with Inspector Gregson.
Pray, does the accused dare to contest the inspector's account?
Certainly not. In fact, the inspector has done an unusually fine job of summarizing the salient points.
Sholmes will be the death of me.
Damning departing words indeed. In the final moments, the victim named her killer. You, Mr. Herlock Sholmes.
Objection! Objection! But the defendant had no reason to take the victim's life. Perhaps you could tell the court, Mr. Sholmes, who exactly this Madame Rosie was?
Ah, yes, but of course. Did I never mention her to you? I'd extended an invitation to her that evening, though she is loquacious in the extreme. The most trivial of matters quickly becomes a quarrel. I was only too pleased to leave her presence to make tea.
Great.
It will appear then that the accused did in fact have a motive for silencing his heuristic guest permanently.
Objection! Putting that tenuous motive aside, what about the other mysteries surrounding the case?
I'm inclined to agree with the defense. There were a remaining number of inscrutable details. Multiple scruples are unaccounted for. The victim's alleged disappearance and subsequent reappearance, leaving no trail of footprints, for example.
That's right. The crime described by the prosecution could never have happened.
Yet the victim named the accused in her dying breath. It seems to me that my learned friend was overlooking a significant detail here.
Nonsense! What have I overlooked?
The man in the dock, or the so-called great detective, all too frequently making the bold claim. There is no crime beyond the realms of possibility, no mystery beyond my powers of reasoning. So, Mr. Sholmes, you will have no difficulty in explaining how the crime thus described could have taken place. Therefore, I propose a toast to the great detective upholding his name. But of course, were I to put my mind to the matter, the crime would immediately appear to all present to be entirely feasible. Please, Mr. Sholmes, whose side are you on?
All you need to say is, no, even I can't think of a way that a crime like that could have been committed.
The accused's admission be noted by the court. Though the crime may appear impossible to us mortals of inferior mental capacity, this man alone claims to know exactly how it was done.
Hold it! Now hold on! That's a very fragile...
Thank you, counsels. I believe I've heard more than enough to proceed to my adjudication. The accused great detective did, in some inscrutable manner, willfully murder the victim, Madame Rosie. I therefore find the defendant...
Well, shit. That was quick.
This man be taken from the courtroom and, in some equally inscrutable manner, be sanctioned for his crimes. Court is adjourned.
What?
Hold it!
My lord, please. The truth about the mystery surrounding this case are known to another besides the great detective.
What's this?
Upon my word, Naruhodo, are you coming along wonderfully?
You've deduced a fundamental truth about this case, I believe. What would it be, detective?
That the truth to this case is known. Only to the true culprit, obviously. Is that not so, Gregson?
I suppose, yeah.
You don't mean... Are you suggesting, Mr. Sholmes, that you have an idea as to what actually happened that night?
An idea, my dear fellow. I could explain the entire incident from start to finish with not a single detail omitted.
Objection!
It seems the detective has failed to grasp the situation. Pray, Mr. Reaper, which of us truly failed to grasp the situation, I wonder? Then answer me this. You claim that prior to the incident, the victim suddenly vanished without a trace from your room. If so, how exactly did Madame Rosie disappear? Why, naturally, via the window. It was ajar, after all.
But that can't be. The room is a whole story above the street. And anyway, no prints were found in the snow.
There are a number of ways one could avoid leaving tracks in the snow, surely. Like wearing socks or something, I don't know.
Such as...
Well, such as flying, for instance. Fatuous notion. And to where do you suppose the victim flew, Mr. Sholmes? Well, it's not entirely plain to the culprit's abode, of course. For having left my suite, that is clearly where Madame Rosie was murdered. Take a moment to consider the cruel irony, if you will. By her own volition, she flew directly to her death.
Objection!
Don't forget, Detective, the victim's corpse was discovered on your own sofa. No doubt because her killer carried her back there.
But what about the lack of footprints in the snow again, then? Just weren't any. Other than our own from when we returned home ourselves.
If by our footprints you refer to your own and mine, you are quite right. But there were those of another. On the night in question, there was one other person who could have conveyed the victim to my sofa. What? Good gracious, to whom do you refer, sir? A man whose somewhat unavailing presence at the scene of the crime would be questioned by no one. Unavailing? You don't mean... Indeed I do. A man who hastened to the scene directly upon learning of the incident at Scotland Yard. Namely... you, Inspector Gregson. Eh? Oh, you what? Well, when you arrived at my address on Baker Street, you were carrying the half-dead Madame Rosie with you. You waited for a suitable opportunity and then laid the victim on the sofa. What? You what? What did you... what?
But we were with the inspector when he arrived. How could he possibly have been carrying the victim? We would have noticed.
My dear fellow, a most obvious answer presents itself, does it not? The inspector is rarely, if ever, without his overcoat. The victim was simply conveyed in one of its many pockets.
I don't even know how to react to that.
I fail to see what makes this detective great, but I can say one thing with great certainty. A human body cannot fit into the pocket of an overcoat. I believe you may have all fallen afoul for a rather significant misapprehension. What? Madame Rosie was not a human. I beg your pardon?
Mr. Sholmes.
Yes, Mr. Naruhodo.
Something troubles you, perhaps? Whatever gives you that idea? Exactly what sort of creature was Madame Rosie?
Is it not apparent already? A parakeet, of course. A most self-conceited specimen, in fact. Whenever I talk to her about anything, she just repeats what I say back. No, it's so infuriating. Parakeet. She was an incessant talker, I must say. Her manner was quite intolerable at times. Well, to turn every conversation into a quarrel, I've thought to strangle the creature on more than one occasion.
You had a quarrel with a parakeet?
But of course, why else would she have chosen to fly from my window so unaccordingly that evening? To the abode of the inspector here beside me, no less.
Inspector Gregson's abode? But why?
Because that was the parakeet's home, naturally.
Oh, you...
The inspector was called away from town for some days, so it was arranged that I would look after the bird. But it would appear that she was overcome with a sudden yearning for her keeper, thus prompting her flight from my comfortable suite to the inspector's office at Scotland Yard.
How did this even get taken to court? Huh? How are we even here right now? What kind of bullshit got us here? Was it just Sholmes being so adamant about it?
Well, Gregson, I believe it's high time you explained. Give us your account on what happened that night. Sparing no details, of course.
Gregson pulled some strings to get Sholmes out of his hair forever. I mean, it seems like it, but like, he's gonna get imprisoned for killing a parrot? I mean, yeah, it's not cool, but like, I don't think you get anything for that. Maybe a fine from like an animal rights fucking something or other, but
It was an accident. I got back from being away that evening, you see. Just walked through the door of my office. Never imagined Madame Rosie would be on her way back to yard as well. I slammed the door shut behind me, just as she was trying to fly through it.
so Madame Rosie.
Got sandwiched between the door and the frame and fell to the floor. Never to move again, because of me. But I'd never. I had to do something, and just when I was trying to think of a plan. You fellas arrived talking about some incident at Baker Street. I hired Madame Rosie in a hurry. Got stuffed her in my coat pocket and got in the cab with the pair of you. What could possibly have motivated you to behave in such a manner? You're the Strongheart, sir.
What? Lord Strongheart? Please tell me I didn't hear that.
It was the Lord Chief Justice who asked me to look after the bird in the first place. She'd been living with the pigeons at the Supreme Court until then. But apparently the other birds had started to pick on her. So for the past 6 months or so, I've been caring for her in my office at Scotland Yard. I see. If anything happened to that bird, just imagine. No pay, no time off for the rest of my career. You mark my words, that's what's gonna happen. That's why. Well. But the victim's dying words, Inspector. The court heard earlier that Madame Rosie spoke the name of her assailant on her deathbed. That rotter, Sholmes, will be the death of me. Well, indeed she did. Quite uncalled for, wouldn't you agree? But those words are your true feelings, are they not, Inspector? Clearly, you speak of me often at your office at the Yard in this disparaging manner. A manner that the Merry Parakeet took much delight in mimicking. Well, come on, I mean, have you read this month's edition of Vance Magazine, eh? Sorry! This is all absolutely true.
Wow.
Something wrong, Lord Van Zieks? Oh, no, nothing. I almost drifted off for a moment there.
Are we playing as Van Zieks? What?
Try not to drift off when you've been kept waiting 3 hours already. I wonder if we'll manage to meet with Lord Strongheart at all today. We may have to deliver the report on the Winterbank case that he asked for another day.
Ah?
Tell me, Inspector, what became of that bird? Oh, Madame Rosie, you mean? Oh, she had a narrow escape, but she's still alive.
Oh, okay.
I delivered her back here not long ago, actually, on Lord Strongheart's orders.
Bro, she wasn't even fucking dead? Are you kidding me? And we were in court for it? Okay.
Something I was shocked to hear that she'd been crushed in the doorway of your office, especially as we were all under the misapprehension that Madame Rosie was a person. Sorry about that. It was Lord Strongheart's demand that... Oh, good, you're here. I apologize for my tardiness. I'm exactly 3 hours, 24 minutes, and 57 seconds late. Oh, my lord, no, please don't trouble yourself. Nothing gives us greater pleasure than standing here doing nothing for hours on end. Absolutely. So let's hear it then. Your report.
Can't believe they made the pigeons a part of his animation into a little bit of lore. My DualSense battery's low. Your DualSense battery's low. Fine. I'll plug it in. I'll plug it in then.
The Windbank trial is concluded, but this is far from over. It seems that dark, far eastern lawyer and I have some shared destiny. We'll meet again. That I have no doubt. Did you see that, Lord Van Shakes? Did you? Madam Rosie went flying off among the pigeons there. Happy as Larry she was.
Was there actually a parakeet there? I did not see.
Me, Inspector, you must be relieved.
Ace aficionado. Well, there you go. Escapades, done and dusted. So I'm guessing they didn't do it for the second game then, unless maybe you unlock them after beating the game or after you play the chapters, I don't know. That was very fun. Though, unfortunately, we have gone 3 hours. So, if we start the next case now, it will definitely not really get anywhere. So, I'll say we'll begin it, watch the intro cutscene and everything, and then we'll leave it there for, well, next week. You know what? It makes sense that this is like a secluded, stream, like a little bonus extra for the Great Ace Attorney Adventures. So there you go. Let's watch the intro cutscene to the next game, and then we will start it next week. Yeah, surely. I'll get a tutorial done in one go, of course. Yeah, definitely. No, it'll be a tease if I start it now, and then you guys have to wait. So, instead, you got all of those accolades, so instead, we'll just watch the intro cutscene, get it started, and then we'll leave it for next week. Oh, it's so bright. I've been blinded. Oh no, did Mario die? No!
Standing here in the bright sunshine, looking out over the vast ocean. Those days in London seem like a dream. But I do miss my time in England's vast capital. You know, he's flourished into a truly wonderful lawyer.
Chip, what are you doing?
I've no
There's a
doubt
cutscene
that
playing,
at
Chip.
this
Stop
very
goofing
moment,
around.
He's fighting some noble cause in court.
Stop making funny noises over there, bro. Try to watch the cutscene.
Forgive me for taking so long to come to visit you. My life has been such a whirlwind since I returned. And no one could have predicted what has happened. Just 2 months after arriving home.
I find myself faced with another awful crime. Oh, it's her! It's her! It's the lady! Oh my god! She won't get away this time.
So I came here today to ask something of you.
Mamma mia!
Tomorrow, I shall be standing in court.
As a
For the
lawyer?
only time in my life. As a lawyer.
What? Oh my god, peak. She is gonna be the new lawyer. Oh,
So
she's dead.
please, I ask for your guidance. Kazuma-sama.
Oh, it's Kazuma's grave. That makes more sense than Mario's. But we knew Mario was sick, so I thought he might have died. Whoa! The Adventure of the Blossoming Attorney. Whoa. 13th of August, 8:26 a.m. Supreme Court of Judicature, Defendant, Antechamber, 3. Well, there you go. That is a little tease as to what's to come. Interesting. I did not think Susato was going to become a lawyer, but that is kind of peak. The assistant becomes the lawyer, I guess. Yeah, I was like, is Naruhodo gonna come back to Japan? But no. She's representing herself. Well, I can only imagine she's representing herself. Maybe she's not. But I guess we'll figure that out next time. Thank you everybody for watching. Big Boss, Kakaiden, everyone else who tuned in. We'll be back next week with more Great Ace Attorney 2. Probably some Raft and whatnot. Oh yeah, and Season 2 of Marvel Rivals as well. We'll be doing at least 1 or 2 streams of that. I don't know if there's anything else we're doing next week. We will see. But thank you everybody for tuning in. I'll see you later. Bye-bye now.